Welcome to the funniest podcast on the planet Earth.
This is going to be a clusterfuck.
This podcast has no rules.
Talking to the mic, asshole.
I'm sure I've already said, should I regret?
Can I get a
Yo,
microphone?
Depot, cut that shit off. I know this is supposed to be YKWD, whatever the fuck it is. This is a Beige Phillip Takeover. Let's get it.
More importantly, bitches ain't shit.
Mandingo.
I've been reading bitches my whole life. That's my job. That's why I fuck.
If you having problems, this shit is real. Dante Nero knows what the fuck he is doing.
There's no real girl code. It's what I call bitch politics. You know what women want most of all?
More.
More. Exactly. Whatever it is they want. More.
It's time to join the movement. GYBB. Get your balls back.
They don't understand. I'm giving you the best of me so that I can fuck you. But once that's over, the contract is over. All right. Wrong. Everything your mama said, wrong. Fuck that bitch too. But this is some stuff I pulled out of the Bible. Now, I don't believe in the Bible. I don't.
And then the Lord said,
Timothy 2:11-15. Let a woman learn quietly with all submissiveness. Shut your mouth.
Oh shit. It's about to go down. GYBB, get your balls back. BABB, be a better bitch. WWDD, what would Dante do? And this is a Beige Phillip Takeover. And I am excited! It's about to go down. We got new rules. Keep the music playing. We gotta pump it up. I can't do it like corny ass white boy Bobby. I gotta keep shit pumping.
when it's so loud we can barely hear.
That's all right. We'll turn your shit down in a minute. Shut up, Harry. First of all, my lovely Lauren, how are you here? You here today? You feeling good, baby?
I'm here, baby.
It's good to see you. Get nice and close. I like that. Depot, you good?
I'm good, baby. How you doing?
That's what I'm talking about. Where's Scopo and his big ass? I gotta say hello, Scopo. You here?
Hey, there he is.
Guess what? Today, I'm not gonna shit on none of y'all. How about that? It's gonna
Vacation.
be crazy.
Day off for everybody.
And second of all, fuck this bombdana. No bombdana. And Mara, how are you, sweetie?
I'm fantastic.
You
I'm
ready to
excited
do
be
this?
here, yeah.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
Showered up and everything?
Well, that's too far.
All right, sorry, my bad.
Let's not get crazy.
My bad. And Harry, you ready to do this?
I'm good. Been putting my feet up on things in this motherfucker.
It's getting crazy.
I think I might take a guitar as a souvenir.
I feel like the energy is different. I just feel like it's just more supportive. You know what I mean?
Well, there's twice as many people here, so that might be it.
Well, no, it's not twice as many
Let's
people.
not act. Got one extra person here.
It's only
never
it's
heard the
one.
show before.
And I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna ask all of you to talk over each other, so it feels like YKWD. All right? Andre, you good?
I'm good, man.
You
Chilling.
read a book today or something?
Nah, I refuse to do that.
Ah, you're retarded. All right.
Fucking change my life as it is.
I'm
No.
trying to tell you. I am excited. We have a special guest, Beige Phillip aficionado. Give it up for Pete Lee, y'all. Give it up for Pete Lee.
Thank you for having me here.
It's awesome. Have you done Bobby's show before?
I've never done a show, but this, I mean, look at that mural of Bobby's head.
It's
This is
fucking
like,
awesome.
this is like if Bobby was like Saddam Hussein
Right,
or
he
something
was
like that.
Looking
He just put,
like overlooking us.
you
Just,
should see
just
the gold statue we had to tear down to get in here.
Going, what is he's going? There's too many black guys in this fucking studio already.
And there's only two.
And there's, yes, there's
That's
only two of them.
Too many.
Too many.
Didn't you read the sign out front?
We
per day.
have no bomb Dana today.
No.
No, it's just a feel
That
of
don't
love.
mean we're gonna bomb.
No, it's,
ain't no bombing.
Ain't no bombing, but
That's why
we
we don't need
got
it.
Deepu. How are you, dude? And with all the work and energy that you put in to put this show together, how are you doing that most of all?
I'm doing all right, man. You saw how I did the very makeshift, the remix?
It's fine. That's fine. As long as we got the music in, we got
Yeah.
lovely. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
Scopo,
baby.
how are you today?
I'm good, Dante.
You look
How you doing?
well. You look well. It's good to see you. How's your acting doing? Good?
Good, yeah.
I could tell. I was so moved by the last time I was here and you did your acting. I was impressed. I just want to say that.
Thank you.
Very supportive.
You got me on blacklist?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to make some call.
Call Jay Spade.
Call my boy Jay Spade up. and holler at him. Maybe we can get you a couple reoccurring.
And if you can't do that, give it a ring. Give it a ring to 50. Get him on Power.
Get him on Power. We can do that too.
Call up Pete Holmes. Call up Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes and do HBO.
Yeah.
What else could I do? Maybe I'll just.
Drew P.
What's you know what? Channing Tatum's got a new movie out. Maybe I can get you to fight him. How about that?
That would be great. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get everybody work here today.
my new agent.
Yeah, we're gonna get anybody want anything, just come see me.
Okay. Remember you said that.
Huh? Except for you, Andre.
Oh, okay, great.
Shut up and get everybody
I need
water.
some rings. Can I get some rings?
You got rings? I got rings. You know I got rings.
You got me the watch. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you looking kind of. Yeah. I see how your swagger is different when you wear that watch.
Absolutely. I feel
just
naked without it.
Now, here's the thing. Bobby's out in Aruba. Shout out to Bobby. I love him to death. We're teasing him. But he wanted me to come in and host and kind of do YKWD. I said it right this time.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's because I read it off the wall.
You know white dudes. That's what it stands for.
But we're gonna do the Beige Phillip relationship show in place of YKWD. I know that you guys are used to a specific direction that you go in. You usually have a format and a lot of production, but we're gonna let Pete Lee is a good friend of the show, and we're gonna talk about some bitches and hoes and fucking yeah. See,
so
Lauren,
excited.
that's my girl. That's my girl. Don't get jealous, Mara. There's enough of me for both of you. So Pete, what's going on, bro? How you been?
Well, I just want to say I'm excited to meet Lauren because Facebook has been like suggesting you as a friend, but your profile picture was so good looking that I was like, that's not a real person. That's like a bot. She's totally a bot. And now that I met you, I'm like, she's a real person.
Wow.
We're gonna be friends.
We're such good friends
I say that all the time. See how supportive it is?
It's very nice vibe in
It's
here.
just a different vibe. I don't know.
Why is it bothering me?
Huh?
I know I'm supposed to be in
you're
on
not
the support,
human.
but
We don't
something
actually
about
support
it
you,
is
though.
bothering. Oh, so that's the only consistency. Consistency.
So let me give you the background of the Beige Phillip show. The Beige Phillip show was originally the Black Phillip show that I did with Patrice on Opie and Anthony, and we just wanted guys to learn how to manage their bitch, basically. And and we have a few principles. I mean, I actually was a pimp for 7 years, and I was a male stripper for 12 years. And some of you looking on camera going, how could that be? Well, it was 60 or 70 pounds ago. And when I look out at the Twitter feed, a lot of you motherfuckers don't look that great either. So fuck you. So, before you start judging me, you bastards. So, but and so there's a few basic fundamental principles. Pete, I would like you to tell how we kind of became. Like you became a disciple of the
it was Bobby Kelly actually had a role in it. We were down doing the Live from the Table podcast, and then I was talking about
which is also on the Riotcast Network.
Which is also we're cross-pollinating,
yeah, exactly.
cross-promoting, and we were on that show, and then I think Dan Natterman was like.
Yeah.
Dante, come over here. Pete Lee needs some help with his relationship.
That's a pretty good Natterman, actually.
Vlasic pickles. And you came
some bitch management help immediately. Stat. Great, I love Dan Natterman.
Yeah, his girlfriend, she's the bee's knees, but he doesn't know how to manage her. So you came and sat down, and and then Bobby came and sat down too, and then you guys tag teamed and gave me advice. And basically told me that I shouldn't be doing anything that I'm doing.
That you're doing, everything that you're doing wrong.
For
Exactly.
most of you guys, everything you're doing is wrong.
Well, it's true because everything is so counterproductive to what you should be doing because we're taught, mostly we're taught by what women and feminists say that we should be doing, which is exactly like, always remember this: a woman doesn't know what she wants, her pussy does. Which just basically means what she wants is a visceral feeling. It's a feeling. It's not what she says. She'll be like, I want a guy who's a doctor and he has a PhD and I want this, and then she rides off with the guy with the scruffy beard on the motorcycle, with the big dick. So there's basic principles and stuff that we follow, and you were having some problems with your girl because Pete Lee, if you don't know Pete is like the nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah.
Like really,
he's a sweetheart.
There's not too many dudes nicer than Pete.
Yeah, like I'm not a gentleman, I'm a gentleman.
And which is funny because Pete's a badass too. Pete's got a black belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah, and I kickboxed, and I was a professional water skier when I was a kid. I was a professional skateboarder. I'm a daredevil, and like I'm not afraid of physical pain, but
just
like emotional
pain.
And I'm also a sucker for women. You know,
Yeah.
I was raised by a single mom. I was always trying to help her out, and
we didn't talk about that. I didn't know you were raised by a single mom.
Yeah, that's come up recently in therapy. I mean, I always knew that I was raised by a single mom. I didn't just find it out in therapy. But my therapist was, because I was going through problems with my chick, and my therapist was like, I think you're trying to fix your mom by trying to help her and doing all this stuff. But she's like, as soon as you stop trying to fix her, she's going to want to try to fuck you again. Not my mom, my girlfriend.
Okay.
That's a weird relationship.
Yeah.
I'm glad you cleared that up. I'm like, Jesus, Pete's fucking his mom. He's a freak.
That didn't come up in therapy at all for some reason.
Yeah, Pete Lee's such a nice guy. He fucks his mom.
Yeah, it's the one drawback about Pete. But gently. You do it gently. It's not violent.
Very gently.
Very romantic.
Yeah.
Like bubble bath first. He wipes it down. Anyway.
Yeah.
I asked one time on our show, I asked Pete, like, what is the worst thing you've ever done? And his response was, one time somebody picked a fight with him at the bar, and he fucked them up and had to call an ambulance for the guy he fucked up.
Yeah. I used his cell phone. I used his cell phone to call 911.
So you feel like you used his data minutes. That was the worst thing that Pete ever did.
And Pete's a good dude. And Pete's girl's out of her fucking mind. That's what's interesting. Another thing I always say is that women's logic is based on women's logic and women's truth is based on their emotional state at the time when they're talking. So as their mood changes, their reality changes. And what's funny is you get guys who really have a problem with that, because a lot of times guys are trying to treat a woman like you would treat a best friend. Like, so it logically, well, I said this and she said that, and she agreed to it, and you're like, but she's not doing anything that she said she's agreed to, which comes to another rule, which is women have integrity amnesia.
Yeah.
Anything they agree to on the front end has nothing to do with on the back end, because their emotional state changes and their whole physical or factual state of how they perceive things changes. And we as men are supposed to understand these things so that we can manage them. So, Chris, you look baffled. I don't know.
I know what it is.
I'm
trying to make sure everything's running properly.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm texting him. I'm making sure I'm going the phone. So
Deepo's actually been on the show, been on my show as well. We trying to get him laid, but he won't.
Well, I got laid since then. So,
yes, you did. Right, you did call me and tell me that, which is a great thing. That every time somebody gets some pussy, they call me up and be like, "Yo, I'm fucking." I'm like, awesome. I wish I could do like a virtual thumbs up, but I don't do emojis, because emojis are for fags.
I had to stop. Dante told me to stop calling him. He's like, hey, you don't have to call every time.
Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
At least wait until you're out of the room, too. You don't have to make that phone call.
No emojis. So what's interesting is Pete was having a really rough time, yes?
Yeah, I was having a really tough time.
And you came on the show, and I don't remember.
Well, Pete also had a marriage, not just this relationship. He had
I don't
really...
know. Can you talk about that, Pete, now? Is that still in litigation?
Yeah, I still can't talk. It's the marriage is over, and he's
trying to help people.
You're going to get stitches.
Oh, wow. And then you're going to use my cell phone to call the ambulance, which I don't appreciate.
But yeah, I mean, I can say that I was married and I wasn't married, but I still can't talk about like on a microphone why. Like, that's like forever. I can't talk about the stuff that she did.
What's interesting about that is I can.
Yeah.
So she cheated on him.
Yeah.
And she
what?
Wait.
And she was a drunken party girl who cheated on him and didn't appreciate what a nice guy he was. And so there's a lot of guys out there who are really.
I was married to Pete Lee.
Yeah, but you'd still be fucking him.
You're tame comparatively.
Yeah, you don't know, Mara.
These are daytime hours. Yeah. It's like a vampire.
It's the wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah. So what's interesting is that And here's a funny thing. A lot of times I'll be on Bobby's show and I'll be looking at Lauren, and Lauren will be she'll be like, yeah, she goes, yeah, and Bobby goes, dude.
Don't fuck my Lauren, dude. All right?
Don't fuck my Lauren. She's fucking fuck you. You like him? Yeah. So whatever. So, but what's weird is that Lauren has kind of that she likes a dude.
Yeah, like a man.
Like a man.
She lights up. Like when she looks over here, there's one face, and then she looks at you, and she's glowing like Iron Man's heart. You know, like she loves you.
And I love you too, Lauren.
I love you so much.
We're going to wrap this show up a little earlier than usual, guys.
I can smell you from here, Lauren. So like Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Pass me the lotion.
It just got creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Dante's gonna eat Lauren.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. But it's funny is a lot of stuff is so counterintuitive to what you learned, and that's what happens a lot of times when people have single mothers. Their mother, they're trying to teach you how they feel about it.
Yeah.
So you should be polite. You should be a gentleman. Which I agree with all of those things. All of those things I think are important, but you have to put your happiness first. Because if you don't because there's a reason why a man has to put his happiness first, because as a man, your credibility and your ability to take care of your woman is attached to your manhood. So you can't be a credible man who has a girlfriend or has a wife that's unhappy.
Yeah.
So her happiness is encompassed in your happiness. So if you put your happiness first, you need to be a guy who does the things that he likes to do, whether it's martial arts or whatever you want to do, whatever comedy or whatever. But part of that is you being man enough to keep your woman happy.
Yeah.
So that you can feel good about being a man. And if you fail on any of those points, then you don't feel like a man. So you have to put your happiness first, whereas a woman, her happiness is based on how she feels at the time. So she'll be happy and nobody else will be happy.
Yeah, but also, like, I guess I was in a position a few months ago where, like I was trying to make her happy, trying, and, like, nothing I could do would make her happy, because that's not how it works. So I was really unhappy, and then she was super unhappy, which makes everybody unhappy.
Right.
And then I moved out.
So you did move out. Okay.
Yeah, I'll update you. So I moved. She was like, we should move in together. And so we moved in, but I moved into her apartment, and that's like mistake number one.
Right.
It was just like stuffed animals and
and loofah.
Yeah, decorative throw pillows, and like that was just my stuff. But
it didn't fit. It was the problem. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, I was like,
how can I fit all this crap in her room?
Yeah, exactly. But so when I first moved in, it was like a celebration. We were fucking all the time. It was like so great, and like we were cohabitating. And then like as the months went on, it was just the sex went down, the happiness went down, and then finally we got into a big fight Memorial Day weekend, and I like moved out. It was real dramatic, and I was like, fuck you, I'm moving out. And then
that voice.
Yeah, with that voice, I was like,
Fuck you, I'm really serious about it.
but yeah, then I moved out and I started looking for. I stayed with a friend out in Bed-Stuy, and then I started looking for a place. A week later, I got a place, and then I've been moving into that place over the course of time. But like ever since I moved out, like her and I were broken up for a little while, and then we got back together, and but ever since we've like not been living together and been
it's better.
Yeah, she's having sex with me constantly. Like she respects me. Like I have boundaries. I'm setting boundaries.
Right.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but do you think it's because he took a stand?
Well, it's simple. It's the fact that a man's manhood is attached to his ability to provide. And so if he moves in with his girl in her place, then he's not providing. He's living off of her. So as much as that was a great idea when she initially invited you, it's not a great idea because in her mind there's something very visceral about it. It's like he's living off my shit, he's drinking. And even if you're splitting the rent, it's her place, and so she has dominion over that place. And so she feels as though that she's in control. So it's great to have you here because, if you're a good guy and you're connected to your woman, she wants you around, and the fact that you're around more is a great feeling. So then all that fucking comes, and then all of a sudden when she's sitting back, and what I say is when she's laying on the bed and the ceiling, the shadow shadow of the ceiling fan is crossing your face. She's going, this motherfucker's in my fucking house. Piece of shit, bum ass motherfucker. He don't have a place to stay, which is interesting because you had, I think you said that your old place there was like gangs and shit and gangs. Was it gangs or roaches or both?
It was gangs. Gangs
of
were
roaches.
Yeah, there were gangs in the building. Like it was a bad building in this one neighborhood,
Right.
you know. And
Where was
it's
it?
Sunnyside, but it was the corner of.
That's where I was born.
Really?
Nice. Yep. Sunnyside, Queens.
It was the corner of 47.
All credibility.
Yeah.
It's not that tough as Harry from there.
No. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, we got a scrap now to prove in front of other people?
said
We got
scrap.
we're guests here.
1970.
He said scrap. You want to scrap? Anyway, thanks for interrupting, Pete.
Sorry.
And
It's the room. I apologize.
it's feeling like YKWD again.
Yeah, this is good.
Hold on, shut up, stupid.
There,
Thanks,
now
Scope.
it feels right.
I like the tension. But yeah, it was a bad building, and then so I moved out of that. I moved in with her, and so the thing I've been getting shit about, like Chris Italia and like the guys at the stand have been giving me shit because I looked all around the city. I mean, I was looking in Brooklyn, I was looking in Manhattan. I found a great deal on a studio apartment that was like newly finished granite countertops, one of those sink heads that comes off.
Right.
And but it's 2 blocks away from Emily's apartment.
Oh.
And
Chris and them gave you a hard time.
they're giving me a hard time.
Did he talk about his round shoulders and round back? Did he say anything about that before he gave anybody shit?
But
Chris looks like a mailbox with a sweater on it. Love you, Chris.
Love you, Chris.
We're gonna go to the movies in August.
Are we seeing Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
seeing
seeing
that.
that.
All right.
Chris is one of those guys. Like he's my manager. He's my friend. But like, you could say anything to him, and he's one of those like guys that's like not impressed. Like, yeah, Derek Jeter just got 3,000 hits. You know, I don't.
Yeah,
know.
because he's done so much with his life. So he's just shit on Chris Day. But here's what's interesting about that is like I don't know exactly what I said, but I think there were situations where she was pushing you. I think we went out to eat. We went out to eat or something, and she was calling you and texting you. Oh, no, you had a fight. Yes.
Yeah.
Remind me of.
We had a fight earlier that night.
And what was the fight about?
Oh God, it was probably something dumb. I honestly.
Of course, it was something dumb.
Yeah,
I don't even remember what that fight was about,
Okay.
but it was totally about like something that was related to her like not feeling loved or whatever, and then
Okay.
she picked a fight about some dumb shit,
Right.
and then I just like left the house that night.
Right.
When we were still living together.
Now, did we speak before? We had spoke before then. Yes.
We had spoke before that.
We had spoke, and you kind of left the house, and then we hooked up. So so let me just give it a background for the listeners or whatever. What happens is that your woman is that I have a saying, and I say a woman gives you shit to make sure you are the shit. Meaning that a woman is we always want peace, and so a lot of times we just want to give in because we want peace and quiet. But the reality is that we have to maintain our masculinity in the relationship. Otherwise, she doesn't find us attractive anymore. So the fact that we shy away from when she starts the argument, we just go, okay, whatever. You need to have the argument, because what she's really doing, the fact that she's giving you shit or giving you a hard time, she's really saying, I see you as a viable mate choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now prove to me that you're worthy of being this mate choice. Meaning, prove to me that you can keep me safe. So I'm creating this havoc in this scenario so that you can put a stop to it.
And this is subconscious, by the way.
Oh, it's
not,
absolutely subconscious.
It's not that this is like their intention when they get up in the morning. Let me fuck with this guy to make sure he's
No,
strong
it's
enough.
not malicious
It's
at
just-
all. It's just
instinct.
It's instinctual. Now it's funny because I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of because the lectures on evolutionary psychology and evolutionary sociology, and what happens is a woman finds a man attractive based on the fact that he can keep her safe at her most vulnerable point in her life. And when is that? Is when she's with child, when a woman is pregnant. Now, she may not have a child, she may not even have an intention on having a child, but that is the criteria from which he finds this guy attractive. So every guy, when you're out in the club and you're meeting a girl on the street or whatever, that is the criteria that she's going, is this guy, can I get this guy some pussy? Basically. Because and the reason why she wants to give you some pussy is because our life as a time element is finite.
Mm-hmm.
But our genes want us to be immortal. So how do we become immortal? By passing the genes on to the next generation. That's the immortality of it. And that's why the whole evolutionary process happens. And so that is built into us. And I'm not saying that there's the social contract, which is monogamy and living together and marriage and all these things, but we still have these animal instincts that are underneath, that are seeping through what we consider the social contract, living together in monogamy and so on and so forth. And that's not recognizing that that's present is what we end up fucking up. So you go, well, I'm going to just be nice. This is what she wants, so I'm going to give her what she wants. And as a man, you have to be man enough to give her what she needs, not what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to anticipate what her needs are before she even anticipates what those needs. And you can do that because women are always fucking yapping. They're always talking, so they're telling you, giving you information. There's only two reasons why people talk. People talk to give information or to get information.
Yeah.
Even when they don't.
Women are always yapping?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
I never talk. Lauren, do you talk a lot?
I don't know.
Good girl.
Not here, but if you'd listen to yourselves backwards, you're yapping. You're yapping and you don't realize you're yapping.
Talk. When you're emotional, when you is going through your breakup, you were fucking yapping all the time.
Yeah. Women start squealing like they're being, detained by the police.
Because she's broken.
Yeah.
But
I'm going through a divorce. So,
really?
yeah.
Really?
I've been
wow,
through
we gotta
three
get into
myself.
that. I heard that, and I went, "What happened?" I thought it was kind of good, going good. No.
No.
Congratulations.
We can all leave, guys. I think
What'd you tell him? You don't have enough rings.
No. It was a long time coming, so.
Really?
Yeah, I just never spoke about it up until
Also,
recently.
it was in the shitter when I met you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel.
But it's all good.
I know it
Back
is.
at it.
I'm so happy. I mean, sorry to hear that. But so I want to get into that.
Yeah.
Can we get into that?
Yeah.
So I think I said to Pete that you have. I was trying to explain to you. You were like, but I don't want to do this, and I don't want. I feel guilty.
You don't want to be the bad guy.
Right. He doesn't want. Because he just wants to give her. He wants to make her happy. But when you do everything to make her happy, she's not happy anyway.
Yeah.
And then you look like you're weak, so now she's unhappy with you because you're not strong enough to be man enough to put her in her place in the first place.
In a way, it is sort of like, we don't equate it as a thing because it sounds wrong, but it's kind of like being a parent in that you're not supposed to just. Relationship,
I do relate it to that all the time.
You do equate it to children and also raising dogs, I believe, was
Puppies.
the other, the analogy. But you can't just let your child do whatever they want to make them happy. Because,
right, you can't just leave your puppy and let him shit all over the place and shit over.
That's what he wants to do. Let him be happy.
Let's make him happy. Let him shit all over the fucking couch.
It's crazy because lately I've been like every time I get to one of those crossroads where I could either be the nice guy or do what I need to do, I have to stop myself and make a conscious decision to do what I need to do.
Do you hear my voice? Do you hear my voice?
Yeah, I seriously do, and I do it, and then it's almost like I just hit the detonator on a bomb, and I'm like going like this, and then all of a sudden it doesn't go off.
It never goes off
because and the whole rest of the day is better because she respects me.
Right.
Right now I want to ask your advice. This is the dumbest thing in the world, but so I'm putting together my new apartment.
Right.
And she has barely been over there so far. Like I've gone to her place, but then gone to my place to sleep, and whatever. And she hasn't really been over.
How long has it been that you had your place?
About 3 weeks that I've had it,
Really
and
fresh.
so I've just been getting the IKEA furniture together and all that kind of stuff. And but I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna hang my bike right there, and she was like, you can't put your bike in the kitchen. And I was like, but it's a studio apartment. Like, that's the only place it's going to go.
The whole place is the kitchen.
The whole place, the whole place is the kitchen.
Right.
Well, I have a little hallway that goes to a kitchen, but there's a spot for it right there, and that's where I want to put my bike.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, you got to put your bike in the living room. I was like, I don't want my dirty New York City bike in the living room. She's like, well, you don't want your dirty New York City bike in the kitchen. And I was like, well, I'm not cooking on it.
Right.
Right. But she's like hell-bent that I won't put my bike in my kitchen.
And what did you do?
I am gonna go get my bike today. She's at work. She's working on Orange Is the New Black, and that was a total credit drop. But I admit that. But she's working all day until like midnight, and I'm gonna go get my bike, and I'm gonna hang it in the kitchen.
Right.
But like I am a little bit afraid that from now until whenever she's in my apartment, I'm gonna catch shit about that bike in the kitchen.
Well,
Why? Is it your place,
here's
though?
go ahead.
It's your place.
Exactly.
I feel like it's my place. I'm putting the shit where I want to put it.
Right.
That's what I would do. Maybe that's why I'm not in a
That's
relationship.
why the fuck I moved. No, I mean that's why you should be in a relationship, because here's the thing: to even have that discussion is absurd.
Really? All right.
That like
To continue having it. Yeah.
Just
Like,
I'm not.
She
I'm
mentioned
going,
it.
This is my
That's
fucking
it.
bike. This is my apartment. I moved out of your place because I couldn't stand living with you. Now I'm putting it where the fuck I want to put it.
Yeah. That's what
Can
we
I
call
ask you a
doubling down,
question?
Pete.
A lot of people are probably wondering, are relationships doomed kind of if you move out of a place, if you move out away from each other?
I mean, I think in Pete's case, I think Pete has to learn how to manage control over the relationship before, and I think moving in the place living with her was just too much, because she was
Too
coming at
premature?
him. She was coming at him hard body.
So it was like he got
and-
called up to the majors. It was too
Yeah,
soon. He's got to go back down to the minors.
Right, he's got to
get his batting stance back.
Yeah,
properly.
I mean, because the stuff. I mean, the fact that this, like, you think that these things are little, like the bike in the kitchen, but they're not little. This is subconsciously, as this is her way of gaining control over the relationship to test you to see what you're gonna do. And when you really, and what's funny is that I tend to be.
So that's all it is a test?
It's a test.
Because, I was wondering
Why does she give a fuck where your bike is?
Yeah, I mean, so if I put this bike up in the kitchen, or when I put this bike up in the kitchen, and she comes over,
She's gonna bitch.
Will that be
Yeah.
but so she can bitch, but is that going to be a constant symbol
No,
of me
not if
doing
you
whatever
don't
the
let
fuck
it.
I want to do?
Yeah,
Is that?
it
it's
should,
your
but
apartment.
only if you. Go ahead, Laura.
No, it's your apartment. You should be able to do whatever you want.
Not only
Yeah.
that, but you shouldn't have this discussion. If
Yeah,
she's
you
going to
gotta be an
continue to
angel.
have discussion, see, I mean, I get that, because I go, look, get the fuck out my house. You don't like my bike?
I
You
mean,
don't like where
yeah,
my bike
that's
is? Get the fuck out my house.
Literally, he's not being
No,
figurative.
I will
he
tell
will
you.
literally say, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Because and that seems harsh. I know that seems harsh, but is it really harsh in the context of I'm paying this rent? First of all, I tried to live with your horseshit place, right? You drove me fucking crazy until I had to move out. We had this huge relationship. We just kind of, by the skin of our teeth, are still together. I move into my own place, and now you want to control you controlled your space to the point where I ran out. Now I'm in my space. You want to control my space now.
Yeah.
What she's in this, ultimately she's saying, I'm willing to risk breaking up this relationship again for where you put your bike. Now, when you think of it in terms of that, get the fuck out my house. Like, that's what your response should be, because how the audacity, like, are you paying my rent? Did you buy my bike? And even if you did, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do, because why create this conflict in a situation when relationships are hard enough over my bike in my place that I'm paying the rent? Like, it's insane, the insanity, and the fact that she's willing to risk that, knowing everything that you've gone through, is pretty ballsy. It's really like, fuck you, and fuck your happiness, because I want this.
Wow.
She's bitching about the rowboat that you're in to get away from the fucking Titanic that you were just on with her, and she's complaining, "Oh, it's not big enough." Like, she's taking the battle and continuing it onto the next level.
It's not just a bike. It's not about a bike. This is about respect and control over you, and you doing what the fuck she wants to do. And what's interesting is, after we had talked, and I said, listen, you have to create, like, we were out eating, and she was texting and texting and texting.
Yeah.
And you were nervous.
I got scared. Yeah. Right. I was like, oh God, she's mad.
Right. And I was like, who gives a fuck? Let's have some more scotch. Right. Yeah. And then you went, and I go, when you go home, do not engage this. There's no reason for you to engage this. You had a fight, you went out. Well, where were you? I was where the fuck I was at. If you were nicer, I would have been here. Because really, deep down, all you want to do is spend time with your chick anyway. You don't want to hang out with me. I mean, Lauren does, but I mean, you have to look at fundamentally what it is what the dynamic of what it is. This is you moved away. I mean, realistically, you guys could have broken up because of, leaving the apartment.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of conversations after that. I mean, I think that she's somebody that needs a lot of space, and I'm somebody that can be like a little bit clingy, we'll say, and so when I moved out, she kind of actually like had like a sigh of relief, like, okay, now I have my space back.
I think the problem is just that you're too worried about her.
Yeah.
Like, you like her more than she likes herself.
Oh shit.
She don't really like herself, and you're catering to every whim.
Is that
because
how you respond to your therapist when he brought up the mother thing?
Oh shit, nigga! Dang. Say that again. How much you say this shit cost?
Like, say that again.
Say that again.
I get tipped for that. I would be a therapist that gets tips. Like, yo, I gotta give you another 20 for that. That shit's dope.
You want me to repeat it?
So all right. So when I go home, I'm gonna hang my bike where I want to hang it, and if she gives me shit, I'm gonna say, would you please get the fuck out of my house? Por favor.
You go,
please.
look, I'm not discussing my bike in my apartment. Now, if you want to hang my bike in your apartment, we can do that. Or you want to hang your bike wherever the fuck you want to hang your bike in your apartment, that's fine. But don't come in my place and tell me where to hang my bike.
Wow.
It's like you can't believe.
You
want me to write that down?
Can I just get an audio recording of you saying it, and then I'll press play?
Yeah, that's not good, because then she'll end up fucking me. That's not good. You don't want to, because it doesn't work like that. It's just,
She'll be like, can I fuck your phone? I think your phone's hot. I don't know why your phone is so assertive.
What's interesting is you can have these situations where, a woman is portraying this person that she is, and she's totally not that person, like 100% not that person. I could give an example, but I won't.
Example is the tough hood chick. You talk to a tough hood chick, she come off all gangster.
Yo, who the fuck are you?
And as soon as you tell her, shut up, nobody's scared of you, and she's like, okay.
Do y'all want me to translate that into white?
Yeah.
I can translate.
I'm fucking lost. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I tried scopes.
When you meet a tough suburbs chick?
Translate into a white girl. What does a white girl
when you
say
run into a
then?
chick at a Dairy Queen.
Oh, you white girl. Do it as a white girl.
You at Starbucks, right?
Coffee bean, but
Coffee bean, right? And you're like, hey, she's like, and you're like, oh, cut that shit out, cut it out. And then you just talk to her, and she's like, and she just turns into a sweetheart. It's like, oh my god, yeah.
Is that good? That was good enough?
Yeah,
break that tough exterior.
She leaves, she starts off as Mara, turns into Lauren, and it gets great.
But what's funny is that every time you pass those tests, she falls deeper in love with you.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like when you don't pass those tests, then you're not she doesn't perceive you as credible.
Yeah.
So on the surface level, like, this guy, how's this guy going to, on a cognitive level, but on a visceral level, it's like, this guy is not the mate choice that I need to move my genes to the next level. It really is a feeling on that level. I mean, if you look at animals, any animal, an animal will mate. The importance of mating is more important than survival. So you'll see salmon, they go back to the place that they to spawn.
Mm-hmm.
But they could just stay in the ocean and live a long life. But they literally kill themselves trying to spawn. Rams that butt heads, they actually take calcium from their horns, from their own bone structure, to put in the horns so that they could mate. Peacocks create these huge plumes so that they attract women. But it also makes them more likely to be prey because of these huge stupid feathers. So it's like, but we do that. We do so. Nature tells us that that mating is much more important than actual survival, because our lives are finite. So it's funny, and if you get it's funny, no matter what kind of woman I've seen and whatever her indoctrination is, if she's with a strong man, she's happy. Now, I mean, there's always a degree of that. You can't call everybody a bitch. I mean, I do. But I mean, you can't. Everybody. I mean, you tone it down. You turn it down, and you ratchet it up. But you need
being
to
strong doesn't mean being abusive.
Right. And if, in fact, being abusive is the problem. So a lot of guys who are strong and kind of guys, they become abusive because now a woman, she relinquishes the control. Because she feels safe. She feels safe with him, so she gives up the control. And then the guy, on a cognitive, he takes advantage. He go, I got this vision now. He takes advantage of it, so there has to be a certain level of credibility, what I call the benevolent king. You have, just because you're in charge, doesn't mean that you take advantage of what the situation, but you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I'll do like one little thing where like I just like she'll be like, I want tacos, and I'm like, I want Indian food, and then we have Indian food, and I'm like, oh dear, am I being abusive? Like, I paid for dinner and everything, but did I abuse her?
You have nice guy syndrome, which is the same thing I had, which is you're trying to be nice all the time. You don't want any conflict, but you're getting stepped over. So Dante always has to tell me, like, I go, yeah, I used to say, at least, is this too far? Am I going to go too far? He goes, you don't ever have to worry about being too far, because your too far is never going to be as
your
close.
too far is being respectful for yourself. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, I can't think of somebody, like, there's certain people who are obnoxious already.
Yeah.
So their too far is too far. It becomes abusive. But you're such a nice guy. Even if what you should shoot for is being rude. You should try to be rude, because your rude would be
his
like.
His rude is still New York nice.
Yeah, his rude is like, say please.
Yeah.
And that's what's, because you're so accustomed to putting other people first that you don't really understand that that's just what you should do. Like, why because if you're not putting yourself first, you're just basically saying that I don't have any value. And why shouldn't she, as a woman, go, you're right? Like, you know yourself better than I do.
Yeah.
You've been with you your whole lifetime. So if you say you ain't worth shit, I should believe you.
Yeah.
So if you believe that you're a catch, and what's interesting is the things that we as men feel are important, we give it away easily.
Mm-hmm.
So we respect is very important to men, and not overstepping each other's boundaries and stuff like that, because as a guy you can get punched in the face, especially if you're in martial arts. If you talk slick to somebody, you can get punched in the face, and because that element is not there with a woman, all of a sudden there's this kind of willy-nilly, every kind of reckless thing that goes on where they don't give a fuck. It's amazing how, and I'll tell you what's interesting. I have a theory that I say that a woman never leaves a guy because he cheats.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Lauren, now here's why. There's a reason. There's a dynamic behind it, because when a woman, and you tell me if I'm wrong, when a guy cheats on a girl, a woman internalizes it and goes, why wasn't I woman enough? Even if she's going, you fucking bastard, in her mind, her insecurity is, and she goes, why isn't this guy, why wasn't I woman enough?
Right.
Why wasn't I enough for him? So by a guy cheating on you, he lowers your self-esteem. And a woman always finds a guy attractive who other women find attractive. So when you see a guy, and women have a tendency to co-sign the attractiveness of other men. So you can even have a guy that's goofy looking, and everybody will be like, oh, he's hot, and then they're like, yeah, I guess he is hot. Yeah. So that's just the dynamic of the social dynamics of women. So when a guy cheats on a girl, he lowers her self-esteem, but he raises his value, because if he's not a viable mate choice for other women, he's not a viable mate choice for her either. So what happens is she goes, wow, not only did I think this guy was a viable mate choice, he fucked somebody. So he really was, like, he's proving that other women want him. So she can't leave knowing that her value is lower and his value is actually higher, because it's a loss. Yeah. Let me finish this first. All right. So what she will do is she'll stay with him and then abuse him.
Depends if the other girl's good looking or not.
Well, even if
I
the
think that's
girl's not
irrelevant.
good,
Oh,
if
it's
the
even
girl's
worse.
not,
Yeah,
it's worse.
If they're not good looking,
Then it's worse,
it's
'cause-
so much worse.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if she's not, if she is good looking, then you go, you're well, and you know that this girl is prettier than you go, oh, she's prettier than me, and I really wasn't. And he can pull better than me, which still keeps you attracted to him.
Right.
So what she does is you stay with him, and then you just abuse him. So you try to turn him into Pete, where you lower you lower his value. So you piece of shit, and then he goes, because he feels guilty. He goes, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I just want to make it up. You're the best thing to ever have. And he keeps building her self-esteem. And the minute his self-esteem, her self-esteem is higher than his value, then she dumps him.
Damn.
Yep.
But if he doesn't succumb to that, if he maintains the respect for himself, she can't leave him.
Wow.
Even though he's cheated, because her self-esteem is lower, and so the situation is if the guy cheats, he could just go, listen, I made a mistake and I'm sorry, but we probably should just break up anyway.
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, you cheated on me. You know, I know, but I don't really think the relationship is worth me giving you this pound of flesh that you're going to need to make you okay with this. And she'll go, oh, so you're going to cheat on me and leave me? And then he goes, well, yeah, I guess, that's probably what's going to happen. He goes, I just don't want to, I'm not going to let you put my nuts in a ringer until you feel better about it. And she'll go, you don't love me? Got you, bitch.
Yeah.
So she goes,
wow.
She goes, you don't love me? And he goes, of course I love you, but I'm just not willing to put through this. Well, you don't want to even try? And he goes, yeah, I would want to try, but I don't think it's going to work out. And then, I don't know, all of a sudden she's going, we should.
Now she's negotiating,
right,
on the other hand,
See,
to try
I've
to
had
keep
both happen. I've been cheated on and stayed with the person and made them feel guilty for years, months, and then ended up cheating on them and leaving them.
Right.
And then I've been cheated on and then broke up with me.
Right.
And then months have gone by and I've immediately wanted to get back with them.
Right.
And pretended like it didn't even happen in my mind.
Right,
so,
because well, go ahead. You were going to say something?
No.
Oh, no.
Andre had a question.
No, you answered it.
Oh. See how if you just shut the fuck up, I'm already in your brain. But I already know everything you thought already.
It took you 3 minutes, but he knows everything.
Sorry, is that why when you're like at the bar and you hear the girl talking about or like we all have that friend that's still talking about that guy that they were with? And he's such an asshole and I can't get over him and blah blah blah. Is it because he was a man?
She didn't because he stepped away from it.
She didn't get to leave on top,
and she didn't see because he's still a viable mate choice.
Okay.
Because women still find him attractive because he still has in her mind he got the best of her, and she can't get over it. So even if you wanna stay together, so say I say listen, as human beings, being human being means you make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and so being human means that you will have to give forgiveness and have to get forgiveness. That's part of being human. So nobody's perfect. And so in the context of this, you could still stay with the girl, but you have to say, listen, I made a mistake, and I'm not going to let you punish me because I'm human. I go, either we're going to move on and fix this, or we're not. And if we're not, that's fine. We can move on. Things happen, and it's not unreasonable for you to not want to forgive me. That's not like one of the things I say is RFF is reasonable, fair, and firm. So it's reasonable for her not to want to forgive me. It's fair for me to go, listen, if you're not going to forgive me, I'm not going to continue to just take this abuse. But your boundaries have to be firm. It's what part of that is fair? Like, how is this ultimately going to turn out? And if she really wants to be with you, and here's the thing, if there's women out there listening, what's interesting about this is guys make mistakes, women make mistakes. The difference is, what is the constitution of the person? Is this person a cheater? Like, are they a person who just doesn't have that kind of credibility, or is this really a mistake? So if it is just a mistake, I think you can move on and forgive it and just know that people make mistakes. But if somebody is just genuinely a they're just not a good person, then I think you should move on. But I think you would know that better than anybody else based on the fact that you spent time with this person. So you have to assess them. You know, in the course of my life, pimping and hustling and running streets and doing all kinds of crazy shit, I've seen people do things out of the character of their nature.
Of what they were. Start out in one place.
Like, I've seen straight dudes fuck a dude. Like, not seen it, but, know it happened. I didn't actually watch. I mean, I peeked, but I didn't stay and watch. But,
it may happen in front of you, but that's not your fault.
But what are you going to do?
Yeah,
if
in the way.
If a gay fucking just breaks out, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you're blocking the vending machine. What am I supposed to do? But wait patiently.
So, what's interesting is that as the man, you still have to go, listen, either we're going to fix this or we're not. Because she wants you to help her get past it. Because she can't get past it because emotionally it becomes this kind of, this revolving door where it's, I love him, I hate him, I love him, I hate him. And she needs you to go, listen, I'm not going to do this. So we're either not going to do this or we are. And so she's, every woman is looking for that kind of guidance without the abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Where she feels as though this guy is this benevolent king who wants to be the king that helps the whole population. His whole castle has to feel good, and he's going to make decisions that are best for everybody and not just decisions that are just best for him.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch Game of Thrones, you talk about you don't want the king that's why you had the Kingslayer, because the dude was bugging the fuck out. But when you have somebody who's just, and I think women understand that, they don't always understand when they're being unreasonable, but if you go, listen, I'm not going to do that, and it's reasonable, when we're going, and she'll just move on. And you've kind of experienced that, times where you put your foot down, and then you expect, like you said, you expected the bomb to blow up, and it just...
Yeah, I guess that's one of my big questions for today is, like a cigarette smoker can quit smoking and then the lungs will grow pink again.
Right.
Like, if I keep putting my foot down and keep having healthy boundaries, is this going to continue to get better?
You never get to rest.
I never...
No. Never. That's the question. Do you ever... That is one of the biggest... Do you ever just get to love him? Do you ever just get to... No. You want to be the king. You got to be like... I mean, does the king ever not be the king? He's always... You want the crown. That's what the crown entails, is that you stay diligent at all times, that you guide this relationship and you help her and you teach her and you guide her. And in the context of that, she'll teach you and nurture you and give back because she feels comfortable and safe. And so, you'll find women who, when they're in a great situation where they feel loved and safe, then they blossom and they become these women that you've never thought they could be, like, because now they're not worried, they're not dealing with this kind of petty, like, insecurities and stuff. Like, a guy will go, hey, I'm going to hang out with my guy, with my dudes, and the girl will get mad because in her mind she ultimately thinks he's hanging out with his friends and having fun with his friends, so he must not love me. Now, that's what she's thinking. How could he go out and he doesn't love me? Which, if you say it out loud, it sounds absurd. But in her mind, when she's saying it to herself, it seems really comfortable. Of course, why would he have fun without me?
Lauren's nodding her head like she's in a church, just listening to the sermon, like, that makes sense.
Amen.
So, Lauren, what's going on with dude? Let's talk about it.
Oh, no. Well, to get to your point, like, he was very submissive to me, and that's what ruined the relationship.
Yeah, you can't
and
have
over
that
time, the submissive just got worse and worse and worse to the point where, like, I ruled everything, and I didn't want to.
Right.
I wanted, it's not that I want to be controlled, but, like, someone needs to rule me just a little bit. It's got to be, like, that happy medium.
Or maybe ride you hard like a bucking bronco. Just break your spirit. I'm sorry. I just,
you guys want us to leave?
Yeah. But yeah, was he submissive? But he was such a nice guy.
Yeah, just
that you were like, he's such a sweet guy.
Right.
And then it wasn't.
Never put his foot down with me. Let me,
Oh boy.
Yeah, just let me. If I wanted to be a bitch, he let me be a bitch, and it's like you can't let me just.
How
rule.
conscious were you of those feelings at the time, though?
Well, I would tell him, like,
Oh, jeez.
Like,
stop being a pussy.
Yeah, like, you should want to do something else, but always hang out with me or always want to do
Wow,
things that I want to do.
Ooh, this is level 5.
Yeah, wow.
That's when a girl goes, you should go hang out with your friends. The relationship is over.
Literally, I would be like,
it's
you
done.
should go hang out with your
You
friends.
need to go hang out with your friend. That is never good.
Yeah.
But more guys
Indifference
need,
is terrible.
Yeah, more guys need advice from like you, Dante, because like we unhappy guys in unhappy marriages go talk to other unhappy married guys, and they go, well, happy wife, happy life, and they say that bullshit, and then you're like, well, all right, so I'm gonna try to please her even more, but then that pisses her off even more and drives her away, and it's the worst.
Look at Mara, yeah. I mean, what's crazy about even that is that, I like even when I'm in a relationship, I'm always gauging if I'm going too far. Like, am I going too far? Is this reasonable? What is really going on here?
Because you should be gauging it.
But I think when you're asking those questions, you're usually in the ballpark. Like, it's like when you're a parent, and you go, the parent that's beating the shit out of his kids was like, they need that, you know? But it's the parent that goes, did I go too far? Is usually the parent that's more balanced in what they're doing and what they're saying. You know,
right, and then there's the other level of not doing anything, just let it run wild.
Just let it run wild. Yeah. And it's interesting. It's sexy. I think women find it sexy when a woman wants to not have to be responsible for stuff.
Right,
sometimes.
and I was responsible for everything, and eventually you want to be put in your place a little bit. You know, you want to be taken care of. I can't take care of everything.
Right.
You know, so.
And if you asked him to take care of it, he would take care of it.
I mean, his level of laziness would come into play.
So he was
He's got every wrong check in the
everything
box.
wrong. Yeah, but he was a sweet guy.
Sweet guy, nice guy, loved me very much.
What was his fuck game like? Was it even that worth it?
I mean, we had Austin. Well, that's a whole other issue. But we had been together for a very long time.
So you knew each other.
So that went out the window, and once that sort of went out the window.
The sex went out.
Oh yeah. Completely.
Wow.
Well, because I mean, how are you supposed to? You have no more attraction to him because he's a bitch.
Right.
And then it's predictable too.
Right.
It's
it
predictable.
becomes vanilla, like you know what's gonna happen. It's the same thing over and over.
Sometimes I'll just eat a girl's butt and then run out of the house.
And not come back for days.
Like,
you know?
bye,
I'm just like,
Mom.
what the fuck happened?
Yeah. You said you were going out for cigarettes.
Shut the fuck up.
Which I thought was weird.
I'm gonna put my bike where the fuck I want to. It's like, what?
What is that?
You even got a bike.
Why am I turned on? Because he ate my butt, ran away for 3 days, and then put his bike everywhere.
You touched on this earlier, where you talked about how when women get out of the relationship and they can't get over the man.
Yeah.
What we talked about this yesterday. What do we do? What do us ladies do?
You gotta fuck.
Yeah.
To get over
You gotta
it.
fuck. You gotta fuck. I mean, for a guy, I say it's getting over a relationship is 5 pussies away.
Yeah.
Like the first time you fuck, you're like, like, and I've seen this, like, guys who are like, I need you to fuck 5 people, and they'll go, I just don't feel like it. Shut up and get some pussy. Then he'll fuck the girl. They'll pick some girl up, and they go, yeah, it was. I mean, I really wasn't into it. And then the second one, you're like, oh, I'm trying to get to the 5. And then the third one, you're like, well, this was not too bad. And then the fourth one, you're like, what was that bitch name again? I don't remember. Who was she? So, I mean, but I think re-engaging in I like we're human beings, so we're emotional, we're intellectual, and we're physical, and so to remove the physicality out of it is
you become like brother sister.
Yeah,
that
you
just
can't.
live together.
You can't do that. And to get back in the game, you got to be physical. You got to start fucking again. Because being in that kind of primal nakedness. Is it brings you back to where you are, and I think you get so in your head, like you get a guys who have they'll have performance anxiety, like and then they can't get their dick hard because it's like I just want it to be perfect, and then even if here's what's funny, even if the girl is understanding about the performance anxiety, her understanding creates more performance anxiety, because he's like, wow, she's so sweet and she's understanding. This time I really gotta fucking give her a good fucking fucking
Do you even
dick
feel worse?
down.
You feel worse about disappointing.
Yeah,
the
and then
person,
every time it becomes, you go deeper into this well of like, well, and the more understanding she is, whereas, and then if she's not understanding, she's like, you got a little dick, you can't get your dick hard. That's even, so it's you have to. It's funny, as I used to do a shitload of threesomes and stuff, and when
Who hasn't?
Me.
Deepu, you need to get some threesomes. You're Indian. You invented the fucking Kama Sutra.
We did. I didn't, but someone else did apparently from my country.
You shouldn't fucking. It's not in the blood. You just.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
They started focusing on computers since then. And the whole culture lost.
But even like initially when I was young, like I was in my 20s, and I'd do a threesome, and or not a threesome, but like where it was like kind of an orgy situation, and I learned that I had to put my dick in somebody right away, because if I got caught up in the regalia, then I was like, oh, and then I couldn't get my dick hard. And so I would start fucking, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm focused in this, but then I had I remember I invited this girl over to my house, and she brought a friend, and we were like both fucking in the basement, and I invited my friend over, and he came over later, and we were already fucking around, and so he kind of picked one girl, like the one he wanted, and he said, I was like, okay, whatever, and then so I'm already in it, like I'm already like charged up, so I'm doggy style, I'm fucking her in the ass.
How did you answer the door when you were already in it? Did you just go up
He
naked?
texted me. I had a cell phone back then. And I went and got him. Either that or I left the door open and he just kind of came in.
It was all a blur in hindsight. The details
he
of the
was
door.
there. And then, so I'm...
When a threesome is happening, you're invited, you kick in the door or burst through the window like a SWAT team. Whatever you got to do to get in.
And everybody goes, and then they go back to what they're doing.
He came down the chimney like Santa Claus. It doesn't matter.
Mara likes the details. How did he get in?
Mara's very worried about. Don't you guys have a security system of some kind?
What kind of candles were you burning? Is it vanilla? Holy shit.
Was it a doorman building? Is it a doorman building? Did the doorman buzz him up?
But I'm slapping ass, right? And I'm blop, 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 blop. And he cannot get his dick hard. And she's sucking his dick and she's pulling his dick like it's
a lawnmower.
Like a bird like a bird trying to pull the worm out of the hole. Just boing, 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 and he can't get his dick hard. And then I go to touch his girl and he slaps my hand. I was like, this motherfucker, you didn't even have to be here. Fuck you, Georgie. I'm sorry. But you can get...
Did you talk to him afterwards? You're like, why was your dick soft?
Like a pre...
No.
Well, maybe you did too much blow or something.
No, we didn't do blow, Mara. Everybody doesn't do blow.
That's what I'm always like, did you do blow? That's my go-to question.
That's your troubleshooting chart. Well, did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in? No. Did you do some blow?
Restart the computer. Restart it.
Are you a faggot? Well, then I'm out. We're at the end of the chart. Mara's chart to fixing your soft dick. I tried grabbing the base and yanking it. Nothing worked.
Mara was like, my mother died. He was like, you sure you didn't do blow? Of course I did. But so I mean, I think that when we talked last time.
Yeah.
There were things I think you just have to set these boundaries, and if you don't set the boundaries, then the relationship is doomed. Like it's gonna fall apart. So you don't have an option to not be a man. If you're not a man, you won't be seen as a viable mate choice. I mean, like I've looked at this from a more genetic, an environment, an evolutionary point of view, and I kind of understand it even more now because it's really evolutionary. A woman is trying to find a mate choice, so she's giving you shit and giving you tests because she thinks you're a viable mate, and when you fail, it's like your girlfriends probably were like, hey, but he's so sweet.
Oh yeah,
right,
he's a great-looking guy. He's handsome, but it's like, why don't I want to have kids with this guy? Because he's not gonna take care of me. and that was ultimately.
And how's he going to take care of your kids?
Right, right.
Because
So.
he's so sweet and he's
Right.
lazy and he's soft and he's.
Yeah.
There's a prime example.
What was the catalyst that got you out of it?
I kind of just was over it, and like when you don't want to have sex with somebody anymore, it's like, why even bother?
Yeah.
Like,
You can turn that around though, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
I think we tried for a little bit, and
But
then
not if she's just not attracted to the dude.
Yeah,
It's
but
No,
just
he
her.
has to do
here's
it.
yeah. It's not. It's really, and that's the other thing. Is like it's funny because like you get situations where you know all the relationship books are pointed at women, and you can't really fix it from the woman's side, because what you're asking this woman who's an alpha, you're asking her to be less alpha.
Yeah.
You're asking her to not be her nature,
Right.
which is not gonna. You can't. You have to conquer her, or conquer her aggressiveness, but you can't ask her. It's sort of like.
I think every person has an alpha and a beta within them.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Sure.
then just one is more dominant.
Well, it depends on the person that you're dealing with.
Do you ever think there's a situation where you can not necessarily fix a person, but you know we're all growing at a certain point, and you can't go to a woman like, hey, you know, your behavior as a human being, not just as a woman, is just nuts. You either got to change. You don't think that could ever be changed? Like,
No, I think when you don't tolerate it, it changes.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you can't.
Right.
But having it. So here's okay. So it's good you brought that up because it's sort of like you cannot talk about it. So credibility is a person who does things. You do what you like. In order to be, if you go, wow, that guy's as a man. If you go, that guy's a stand-up guy. It's a guy who says what he means what he says. He's no shit taking dude who respects other people and expects respect to be given back to him. And if he doesn't, there's a problem. And that guy is a guy that people go, hey, that dude is, you know, he's not abusive, but he's firm, reasonable, and fair, all of those things. So that is a guy who I mean, if we think about it, that's a guy you want to do business with. You know, that's a guy who you want to be friends with. You know, that's a guy who you go, man, that's my best friend. I know when he says something, he's got my back.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't a woman find that attractive in the same context, especially when she's looking at you as a mate choice, where you might have to, where this is the time. Like, you got to figure, even subconsciously, she's thinking if you're not strong enough, her kids will die.
Right.
Like, the genes will not go they'll die in the process. So, you can't say, like, you can't go, listen, if you do that again, I'm going to give you a talking to. Like that.
I don't like your impression of Pete. I don't think that's accurate. I don't think it sounds right.
I was really dialed in, and I was like, wow, that's really resonating with me. that type of speech.
It was like looking into a mirror. You were just doing the hands thing.
Yeah, I was like, wow. But no, I mean, Emily and I basically had a dead bedroom, you know, like what you were describing, Lauren. And then I tried to like talk her, like oh, maybe I could talk to her, and I could talk her into it. But as soon as I took steps and moved out and started making my own decisions, she started trusting me again. And now, like, I mean, it is like better than it was before.
Right.
It's crazy how like
She's
you
more
remember,
attracted to you.
You know what it is? It's like, okay, so if a guy asks a girl out and he's doing it, he's talking, and he goes, hey, I was just wondering maybe if you're not doing something on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Again, that's
maybe
totally
if
me.
You kind of wanna, maybe sort of go out with me. Maybe, I mean, if you don't, it's fine. But if you do, that would be cool. And if you don't, that's cool too. And so she's got all these. So you're basically going,
You're giving her too many outs.
Yeah, it's like you want to go, look, Thursday, what are you doing Thursday?
Yeah. Nothing.
We should have dinner.
Okay.
That it's direct, because she knows that you want her. Like I want.
If he would have been like, you are my wife, we're gonna work this out,
Right.
like we're gonna communicate and do this, blah blah blah, I would have been like, done, like let's work on this. But he was just like, all right, you want out? Bye. Like,
and you're like,
yeah. I'm like, all right, peace. Gotta go.
But even the action of it, like you can't say, let's talk about the bike. You just gotta put the bike
You can't
up.
negotiate bullshit.
Yeah.
Like if you're at a negotiating table and you can't negotiate some type of nonsense and explain to them why it's nonsense, because now you're just entertaining their
you made me think of something. Do you know Jordan Ferber?
No, but I like that name.
Okay, so Jordan Ferber is a little. He kind of looks like the Jewish John Lennon, right? So he came to me for some help, and he was with this tall model, black girl, big, and he's a little dude, right? And she was just super insecure and super jealous that she just kept. Like, oh, you're a good time Charlie. I don't know if she gets her. she called him a good time Charlie. I don't know if she's been hanging out with Dan Natterman again, but she goes.
You're out running roughshod, doing 23 skidoo. What's the matter with you?
But it was a situation where she would accuse him of cheating on him constantly. Like anytime he would go out, and he's like a really nice guy, and he's friendly.
But the other thing is, she is a model. Like if the
she's
the roles were
5'10".
reversed. Yeah,
But
she was in
that
Paris.
Means that person is cheating on the other person. If you're like really insecure and constantly questioning cheating, then you're probably cheating.
Well, I mean, I think sometimes that's the case, but I mean, with her, she was just like.
She didn't do anything outside of the house.
No, she didn't. She didn't cheat on him, but she just was like.
But she was in Paris at a fashion show.
Doing runway
modeling, and then calling him and going, "What the fuck? I see this stuff on Facebook that you're hanging out
doing
with
a bar show."
Yeah, and he's at some shithole bar show in front of 4 people.
She's in Paris doing a.
But God forbid someone took a selfie of 4 comedians or whatever. It's like, where you at? Like that's the level.
He was at a point where he was literally every time he would like if she would go, "Oh, you're doing a show." Well, who's on the show?
Yeah.
So if she knew you,
right,
he wouldn't mention your name.
Right.
Like, oh, who's on the show?
Scopo's going to be there. Pete Lee. Deepu's going to be there. I think that's it.
And she goes, is there any girls on it? And he
Amara,
goes, I don't know. He go, I mean, maybe there. I don't know. And then she would find out that he knew that there was going to be on a girl because it was on the flight.
Who has time for this?
Wow.
And
Crazy
she was
bitches.
Models.
Yeah.
But his was interesting. He was like, I don't know what to do. I go, well, first of all, the fact that she's jealous is a good thing. I go, because you're only jealous about something that you think has value.
Right.
So if you watch the analogy I use is like if you have a garage sale and you're getting ready to sell all your junk out of the garage, you put it out on the lawn and people come and buy it. And when you gotta go to the bathroom, you don't take everything and put it back in the garage. You just leave it out there. If it gets stolen, it gets stolen. Because afterwards, all the stuff is going in the dumpster anyway. But you don't take your diamond rings and your jewelry.
You're making a white analogy.
Is that a?
Like
Yeah, that was a good white analogy.
Yeah.
A garage sale. Yeah. Andre, garage sales when people have a lawn and they put their junk out on and people.
A lawn is some patch of grass in front of your home that you water. That's not a public park.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's jealous is a good thing because she sees that there's value in you. But the fact that you're trying to fix something, and he was talking to me, and she's like, she's crazy, she just keeps fighting with me. And then I go, well, you're trying to fix something that's not broken. You're not, I go, are you cheating? He goes, no. I go, do you love her? He goes, yeah, I love her. I go, then there's nothing to fix. So you making her feel secure about something that she shouldn't be insecure about, that's a mistake. So now you're catering to this insanity where she's got you running around like that. So he's literally lying, like he's not a dishonest dude, but now he's becoming dishonest because he doesn't want her to think that there's anything happening.
Which there isn't to begin with.
There wasn't anything, and you have to dismiss that and go, I'm not talking about this.
So his course of action should just be do what you were going to do anyway, swat down her claims, and keep moving.
I don't, just no energy at all.
Not just swat down. What did I tell you about bringing this shit up? Didn't I tell you to not fucking bring up when I go out to do a show? I don't. Who's going to be at the show? Whoever's going to be there is going to be there. That's it. Like I told you, don't ask about my business. You cannot handle asking about my business, so we're not doing it. And if you bring it up again, I'm going to grab my shit and my bike off my kitchen wall, and I'm leaving.
Well, I don't even.
Oh my God!
But here's what's interesting. I don't even think you say those things. You have to do those things.
That sounded so awesome, and doing it like I would I would be like Facebook living everything I was doing. I'd be like, see, this is Mara. She's not hitting on me. My penis is not inside of her right now. I'd be forwarding her like articles about how like comedy's a boys' club. And, like it's so unfair. And yeah.
I like how you did the phrase time. Like my penis is not in her.
Yeah.
And I was like,
like
oh,
her
better move my
vagina.
hands.
But isn't it like think about this? This is a guy who's a good guy. He's a faithful guy, and now he's being put in. Shouldn't it aggravate you that now you're being bothered and assaulted with bullshit?
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, it would bother me, but then I would, for some reason, I have too much empathy. I would go, oh, I understand. I've been cheated on before. I've been jealous, and I would try to extinguish that fire in her. But that's
that
a
does
fire.
Nothing.
It
The
has nothing to do with
yeah,
you.
empathy solves nothing in that. I mean, it's good to have it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the actions are what solves
You
it.
gotta do
Empathy-
the actions. Like I don't even have the conversation. Like so, if somebody says, "Oh, what was that? Who was that bitch?" I go,
Just noises.
Yeah.
Really? You know, well, I've had a girl pick a blonde hair off my pillowcase and go, what is this? And I go, a blonde hair. Some blonde hair.
Whose blonde hair is it? What if they do that?
Excuse me?
Well, whose blonde hair is it?
Let me call you a cab.
What do you mean? That's not. I want my
You
questions
gotta,
answered.
You have to go. You have to
Wait,
go.
why are these two guys escorting me out of here?
Security. But this is interesting because.
But you will do that. Like, all right, you know what? It's time. You told me. You've recanted stories to me where you go, where a girl did
You've
catch
been
you.
on the phone.
I have been on the phone.
When I've done that.
Trying to keep names off the thing.
Yeah.
But there was one time from years ago where a girl did catch you, and you went. This is my favorite response. You go, "You got me. Now it's done. You happy now?"
Now we're done.
Now it's over.
Yeah.
Is that what
Now
you
we're
wanted?
done.
Congratulations,
You
stupid.
win.
It's
you
done.
caught me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now we're not together.
So now what?
Now
And
you
did she
don't
wanna
get this.
stay with you?
I was like, now you don't get this dick. We don't go fuck the dinners, the movies. I had a girl who here's
Yeah,
a
they
crazy.
did stay with him, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, no? I had a girl who actually we were dating for like 10 months, and it was just kind of cool. It was like a cool kind of thing. So in 10 months we went to 7 movies. We went out to dinner 7 times.
Did you count it?
Yeah. Well, because what happened was
He had to do a retroactive
I
inventory.
had to do a retroactive because what happened was she went and she went on my Facebook page and looked at any girl who made a comment on my page, and then went on their page and then went through their pictures
I've
and
had that.
saw me with pictures with this other girl. And then she called me up to, how could you do this to me? I told you I didn't. I go, wait a minute. I go, it's 10 months. We went out 7 times, and 7 times in 10 months is not a relationship.
Not at all.
Right?
No.
It's 7. It was 7 fucks, 7 movies. I mean, top choice movies. We're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
X-Men and
You
stuff
go to
like
the,
that.
Wow.
you go to the
Wow.
IMAX. You go to the IMAX theater.
Big
yeah.
movies,
Yeah.
IMAX.
Opening
Nice.
opening
Dinner.
weekend.
That's a
Opening
commitment.
weekend.
Dinner,
Yeah.
right? And she was a squirter, like at least 5 orgasms.
Yeah.
So 7 times 5 is 35 orgasms, 7 movies and 7 dinners. If somebody came to you, Scope, if somebody came to you and said, look, this girl comes and, hey, Scopo, I really like you. Listen, I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to give you 35 orgasms. I'm going to pay for 7 dinners and 7 movies. But after that, we're done. Are you in?
Oh my God, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
2 seconds. Jesus Christ, that's the best.
And even if so at the end you might go, hey, maybe we could get an extension. She goes, no. And you go, all right, fair enough. I got my 35 orgasms and X-Men and, well, Fantastic Four. We just see Fantastic Four. And
That was
it was
that
horrible.
was the
But-
worst choice you
So
ever
maybe
done.
she might have a beef because that was horrible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was all first-run movies, dinners,
But
and...
women never kind of look at all that aspect of it because again, it's the emotional state at the time. So they never count. Like you can't when you keep score, it doesn't matter. There's no scoreboard that you could get 100 points to 5. It doesn't
No,
matter.
there's
it's
no
just
bank.
that moment.
There's no bank.
Some women have gratitude.
Yeah.
They have gratitude, but that will change depending on the emotional state at the
Yeah,
time.
because if she it's just like whatever they had when she is no longer attracted to him, she's just not. And is it fair to ask her to stay with a guy who she's not attracted to simply because they have history or because he might have done something for her, financial or not financial. It's really not. I mean, you've done that, like where you're done. When you're
you know when you're done.
When you're done, Mara, it's a and it turns on a dime. Like I've seen it. Like she's like, I love it. We're like, I love him. And, like, yeah, we're done.
I've seen it happen mid-conversation from across the bar.
Mara's been on a date and told the dude she was going to the bathroom,
right,
and just left the fucking bar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he played it. He had a song. He made a song. And he played it in the restaurant. Stop.
He wrote a song
Stop.
for you?
Yeah. And then
I would have done the same
I was
thing.
like, it was almost done with the song. It was like 3 minutes, and I made it 2.5. And then I was
What
like,
song
I
was
have
it?
to. No, he made a song.
He
with
wrote
my
a
name.
song.
He wrote
It was
a
an
song.
original
Oh my
composition.
God. With my name.
It was Billy Joel, though, in all fairness. So I thought you should have stuck around. But.
Oh my God, you X-factored. You X-factored him, right? Like you gave him the
and then
big
I was
red
like,
X.
Oh, I have to go to the bathroom, and then I just. I think
You
he
left
probably
him
knew
and
when I
his
grabbed
song?
my jacket.
Well, you could have been chilly. Could have been chilly.
So this was this like a third date, or was this the
This was
first
a
time?
first date.
First, and he
What
made a
the
song
fuck
already.
is this?
Yeah.
This guy's a genius, though. He's making
that's
songs
what
on first dates.
Yeah, either that or
I mean,
he's
he's
got the-
terrible. He's terrible
got the-
relationships, but he's a fucking musical genius.
But he's either that or he has a song and he just changes the
Changes.
name.
Yeah.
It never works.
Mara.
But you can imagine as a guy, if a girl wrote you a song.
Oh, I'd be like Crazy Town. No, I can't. Like this girl's gonna get pregnant really easy. Like because crazy girls.
Yeah,
get
I would go,
pregnant
she's
easier.
crazy, but I go, let's see how far this goes, though.
Yeah,
Like,
I still fuck with it.
yeah. I'm like, oh, this is crazy, but now I have that information going in.
Yeah, I had,
Would you fuck with that?
what? I have a girl that wrote a song about me.
First date?
No. Yeah, but if she wrote it, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I
it's hard.
am awesome. I can see why she would have wrote the
How
song.
did the song go?
I'm awesome too. I just
It's
don't.
online. I think it's online.
No.
You want Deepu? Can you bring this song up?
On the other computer,
Lauren
we
will
can.
do
Yeah.
it.
Oh, don't worry
What,
about
do,
it.
what do we look for? What do we? Go
It's Deidre Aziza.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Deidre.
I guess
That makes a difference.
the difference is, yeah, like girls would go, I don't want to be with this person. I can't be on this date any longer. And a guy would go, I will never be with her again, but I'm totally gonna try to fuck her.
Deidre.
tonight.
absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
DEADRE
The other, with
Aziza.
with the dude, it's always like
KZIZ.
she has to really fuck it
Yeah,
up.
that's it.
Like with a guy, you're constantly auditioning on a date.
Yeah.
But with a woman, it's like it's hers to lose. Like once you're going out with her, she's got to do a bunch of shit for you to go, I'm done with this date.
Yeah, she could be like, I murdered a dozen people and I'm going to jail next week, and a guy would be like, oh, cool, so like we can slam for the
Yeah,
next
we got
week.
another week. All right, cool, yeah.
Did
we find it there?
Pussy.
No, I don't like to waste my time.
I don't know what.
I'd rather
Yeah,
be
but
all
you
by
gotta, you
myself.
should give it some time though.
Do you know the name of
you're
the song?
wasting time.
Yeah, it's one of those songs. I
Which
don't
one
know
is it, Daddy?
Shut up.
We just had sex.
That might be it. I think that's it.
Motherfucker with the
You
bone
wanna
in his
play it?
ear. Is that the one? Is that the song?
No, that's not it.
That's
That's
not
the
it.
passing string.
Tore my back out. Was
It's
that
on,
the song?
iTunes. I think it's on iTunes. I think it is. But
We need a name. I'm
We'll
sure
put
she's
it up
written
on our
I
page.
remember that. Yeah, we'll put it up. But I mean, if a guy gets this song, you're like, that's some.
Yeah, but that was in a relationship. We're
Yeah, we
talking
were
first
together.
date. We haven't.
Yeah, that
gotten-
was a bit much.
was
But if a
weird.
girl, I mean, Scope, if you get a girl, she writes a song the first day, you're like, I'm dope.
Yeah, you're dope, but
Yeah.
I'm not staying around for this. She's crazy.
Are you gonna hit it?
Oh,
No?
of course.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Yeah, so you got to stay around to hit it.
But in all,
and if she wants to fuck you again, are you going to fuck her again?
Probably a couple times.
Yeah.
Once
So
it gets to that
when
crazy
are
point,
when are you out?
when
I
she
think
wants
the
to hang
B-side.
constantly,
12
where-
months
yeah.
pass, and he's like, ah.
So what if she doesn't want to hang constantly? She just wants to come and fuck you?
Oh, I'll fuck until it runs its course.
Yeah.
Until
Until
so-
that whole-
when
until
was
that
this
whole
crazy
album
bitch that
comes
you
out.
were running out? I don't understand. When are you running
Well, no,
out?
but I'm saying like if she was like, I want to hang out, let's do dinner. I'm like, nah, I can't do dinner. I don't do dinner.
What if she says, I cooked
I don't
dinner
do
for
dinner.
you?
Nah,
No, you wouldn't.
nah. I'm
See,
not,
now
I'm
that's
not, I'm not
Andre.
in a mood for a relationship.
Andre's like, free food, I'm in.
Yeah.
100%.
No, I'll get my own food. I'm good.
But
Yeah,
in
right?
all fairness to Mara, the thing is that women constantly have to worry about is their own safety. And a guy who
That's
writes
true.
a
That's
song
true.
about you does not indicate safety.
See,
It
that's why I'm
indicates
so
It's
stalking
creepy.
behavior.
dating
It's
again.
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't dated in forever, so I don't even know what the fuck it's like out there.
Oh my God, we should practice.
A simulation, if you will.
Like a simulation,
Yeah.
a practice date, and then you'll know how to.
Yeah.
Have sex again.
And
I mean, it should be a thorough simulation from start to finish.
I mean, you know,
dinner, movies.
You never know me not to be thorough.
Right, yeah.
So let's be honest.
You cross the I's, dot the T's, you get all the information.
It is what it is. I mean, I think what happens too is I want to do some calls. Can we do some calls?
Yeah. Let's.
Do we have any?
Let's tell the audience that you can call 347-983-YKWD. I'll put it on screen also.
Let's help some people. Do we have any listener mail?
I have a listener tweet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Some people in chat want to know if you figured out who shat on your car, by the way.
Nah, I never found that out.
Oh,
Whatever. But you know, I always say I'd rather be the dude who gets the shit put on his car than the dude who has the car than the guy who's dabbling in shit. So,
You're still better than the guy who's squatting over a paper bag.
yeah, trying to pick up shit to put it on my door handle. What the fuck? I don't know. Deepu, how's your love life?
It's going all right. I was seeing this girl for a while, but
Holy
then
shit, yeah.
Yeah. We we were hooking up a lot, and then I kind of just I wanted to just focus on career stuff, so I just she lives
Lost
so far away
interest.
from me. It was such an endeavor to just like make time to hang out.
How far out?
Just
How
get
far
one
is she?
closer.
I live on Staten Island. She lives in Astoria.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah,
the opposite end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like you got to take a boat.
Yeah, you should have moved
You gotta
2
be
blocks away
Magellan
from
to
her.
get.
Yeah, then you have easy access.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Pete told me to do this.
Yeah, I'm so close I still get her Wi-Fi.
But yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun. It's still kind of going on. It's not like officially over, but it's,
I mean, well, I don't understand.
He got
why.
what he got out of the orange.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
He squeezed it. All that's left is. I mean, you could keep scraping it. What are you gonna do? That's what it is. Because if you were still down to fuck this chick, you would go all the way to Queens. It's just
Now, when you say career-wise, you mean comedy-wise?
yeah, comedy-wise.
Yeah, but you gotta live. I hate when young dudes say that because you gotta live life to have something to talk about. So we're just gonna write jokes about what?
The news. Read newspaper every day.
doing monologues up
Interesting.
there. I don't know if you've heard about this Brexit thing. It's heating up.
No, I get that though. I do have that thing where I listen to that where you talk about you have to go live a life.
You have to live a life. If so, you should, did it really?
Yeah, but
I mean,
you know,
look,
what am I going to talk? We had a thing about she didn't want me to talk about her on stage anyway.
you don't listen to that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Fuck
Why would
that,
you listen?
yeah.
What the fuck? Shit? So you
That's the
just
same
don't-
conversation.
You don't say it's her. You don't
Right.
say it's her.
You don't give out her social security number.
Yeah.
You just
Right.
make it vague.
Yeah, but she'll know, and she's like around a lot, and I just I figured why not?
Like a nice guy
So you're not
too.
gonna get.
Yeah.
So you just stop fucking so that you can focus. I don't understand
I don't think that's
that.
the case. I'm telling you, I know what it is, which is he got what he got out of it, and it's just not worth going out there
So can
anymore.
it be another one? Scope, you got a girl?
No, I'm single.
Are you smashing puss?
Yeah, I'm out there.
I'm on the roster.
Yeah, son.
I'm getting my at-bats.
That's dope. I think you got it. I don't understand how guys go, I'm not gonna. I need to focus on my career.
I'm like, listen, I'll hang out with you, I'll go out with you, but it's not gonna go any further. And if you want to do that, that's cool.
Yeah.
If not,
but
all right, I'll
that's
see you later.
The immediate
That's
thing,
it.
then they're like, "Oh my God, what if I
He's-
change him completely?
so
Yeah,
focused.
Turn him into
Yeah.
a
He's so
relationship."
focused
That's
on
why
his
they like
career.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
they really, yeah.
It's just I don't like because he's so focused.
But that's another thing
It's
of a
another
bidding
way to
war.
be credible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
another bidding. It's time with like, oh, he's important. He's got other shit to do. He's doing stuff.
Yeah, a woman
Like,
doesn't want you to think.
Oh yeah,
she's-
they hate when I can't hang out. They're like, you
Look
said
at
you could
Lauren.
hang out.
Lauren dumped her fucking. How long was you with him?
10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just hated the fact that he loved her.
I know.
Just rejected love on all
This guy just
fronts.
loved her so much.
You
She was
so
like,
fucking
ew.
homo. Look at you fucking. Oh, you like my hair too? Is that what you like? You
Yeah.
fucking piece of shit. I don't know. Yeah, that's it's something I was thinking about the other day. Is just you always see young dudes will be like, let me focus on my career, and
Well, what we're trying to do is already so difficult that I was taking like 2-3 full days out of the week that I was to hang out with her.
no, you let him hang out with you.
It's the same thing. It's
No,
me
it's
hanging
a
out with
little
her. is
different.
working out
She's
with
gotta
me.
come
No,
to you to
she's
shows
gotta
and
come
shit.
to you, and then you maintain this alpha male because you're focused on your career. She comes to hang out with you. You hang out, and then she hangs around. Like
But sometimes I
Take
will
her
say,
to open mics.
yeah,
or something
sometimes
for-
it's like
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You fucking drag this goofy bitch to open mic.
It is
I got
something.
this shit to do.
How awful would it be if you drag her and she's better at you than comedy? She just blows up, and then she's like, "What the fuck? I started her."
Yeah. But that is true. It's like sometimes it's like, hey, this is my work. I don't want to have some. I don't want it to be take your kid to work day every day.
Yeah.
You got someone hanging around. You got to worry about where they're hanging. If you're talking to other comics,
yeah, but
like,
I'm saying,
I get that.
but here's what I find is if you take a girl out, and Pete, I mean not now, but I mean when you take a girl into your world, like you don't realize how dope your world is. Like the people that you know, the people that you're around, how when you're hanging out and you're doing what you're doing, it's like, you know, like regular square people are like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my shit. I mean,
Yeah, but then they want to come all the time.
Then you
Yeah.
tell them
You
no.
said no.
Then
You said,
you
like,
go,
no.
"Can't
Sorry,
come."
I have to. I'm like, that's what I say. I'm working. This is my job.
Yeah.
I can't focus on you and my job at the same time.
Yeah, but you put your stuff up on public, like you put up like
Pubic.
Yes, on Pubic. No, like people tag you in a flyer. Oh, you're on this show.
It's easy to keep track
so
of
then
where you're
they
at.
just show up.
Well, no, that's again that goes
no.
to stalkish behavior.
No,
That's-
you can't. Nobody can't show up.
Oh, we got a phone call. Got a call.
Phone call.
Can we answer that?
Yeah, let's answer it.
Hello.
Oh, they got their.
Hello?
Yeah, you got to turn your computer down, sir.
Yeah, no, they gotta turn their.
Turn your computer down, buddy.
Oh, Jesus.
Turn the computer down.
Just
Yo, you gotta turn the computer down.
They got everything's fine on our end. They're playing a loop back and forth. It's-
Yeah,
Are
they
they
want to
doing
hear
it to
themselves
buzz
really
balls?
bad.
Is that what
Yeah,
it
they
is?
want to hear.
Because remember a long time ago you told me to invite my significant other. They're like, yeah, just let him come to the show. And then he never stopped coming to the show.
Yeah, but you could say, look, I'm gonna come. You know, I don't mind you coming once in a while. I mean, you could set those boundaries. I mean, why would that not be okay?
I mean, Pete, how would you take that if your girl was like, hey, don't
Yeah.
come?
I don't know. I mean, like, I think that I'd be. That's something that Emily would say to me. She would go, come this night, but don't come, because she has shows too and stuff. And there was a show last week that she knew that she was running a bunch of new material, and she didn't want to feel self-conscious with me there. And she said, don't go. And I was like, all right. And there was no fight, no nothing.
Right, because you were. It's not like you were gonna bitch. Hold on.
Let's get that.
Is that like Super Mario?
Hello.
Colin?
Hello.
Whatever.
No, all right, there we go.
Yep. Forget it.
There we go, 2 in a row.
But yeah, my chick, she comes to a lot of shows with me, but she's also in that
She's
world.
in the business.
Right.
Yeah,
too,
she's in
though,
that world, and then like I'll have it like instead of it being like you're bringing this goofy girl along with these guys, like
I like that word.
I believe the term was goofy bitch.
No, but
It was goofy.
but
bitch,
I've
yeah.
seen that before. I've seen like the weird the dumb girl that's like I'm just hanging out, and then she doesn't contribute or say anything. But like when Emily goes, like I think that the other comics like hanging out with her more than they like hanging out with me. Because she's really witty and
she's
fun.
in the business, so that's
yeah.
a different circumstance.
Well, what you call it used to bring a girl around. On Todd Barry would always have some goofy bitch hanging out with him, sitting in the back. Some mediocre bitch with comfortable shoes on, and a
Nothing
dress
worse than
over
a
her
bitch
knees.
with comfortable shoes.
That's hilarious.
And she'd be sitting on the side, just looking at him, and oh my God, his feet are so small. And he talks so soft.
That makes me uncomfortable when you bring someone along and then they don't participate.
Like
That
participate
gets
how?
weird. Just if there's a conversation happening and people try to involve her.
Yeah, because
a
we
few
will,
times.
as comics, we will, you know.
Yeah,
we will torture your fucking.
My ex, I used to bring her to a lot of shows, and then I was like, I don't really want you coming. Then she got like upset. Why can't I come?
Because I don't want you to.
Yeah, I was like, I can't focus on the show and this, and then that was the start of our breaking up.
Hopefully this works.
This is why we don't do calls.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it worked. Hey, what's up?
Yeah. This is the podcast?
Yes, it is. What's up?
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
What's going on? Talk to me.
What's up, Dante? I'm a big fan. I've been listening for a while. I got a
like
question.
your choice in fans.
In shows.
Huh?
I like your choice in fans.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a big fan of all of you guys' comedy and shit.
Cool.
So,
What's your question?
So, yeah, I'm like I be fucking with a lot of girls and shit, but like
He's definitely a fan.
I don't want a relationship, but I try to be credible. I take them out on dates. I listen to their problems and shit. But how come I'm an asshole when I don't want to take the relationship farther?
Well, do you usually use the terms "I listen to your problems" and shit? Ain't that enough?
I like fucking with a lot of bitches.
I give a fuck. I give a fuck, but it's just like it gets complete. Like sometimes it's just some horse shit. Like they dad mad at them, and I gotta give a fuck about it.
Well, hold on. Look. if you got a puppy, you gotta walk your puppy, right? You can't have a puppy and just leave him in the house. You gotta walk him. You have to put the attention in. So if you want to have multiple women, you have to be credible to multiple women, which is a lot of work. Yep. And if you're not willing to be credible to multiple women, then you shouldn't have multiple women.
It's actually more work than being with one committed relationship.
Right, like
they just think,
people. How many goats do you have to have 3 women?
That's 15 goats.
That's 15 goats. See, so but here's what's interesting. You get guys, and so say if you're a fan of the podcast and you're a credible dude and you listen to her shit, and then you be fucking with mad bitches, and so if you're a good dude, why wouldn't she want more of you? Like, that just doesn't make sense. If you're a good dude and you're satisfying her needs, naturally she's gonna want to be around you more often. But it's just like what Scopo said, you give what you want to give. You have to put your happiness first. You can't inconvenience yourself because. But if you don't want women to like you, then you can't be as dope. Like, if you're a good dude and you're listening and you're teaching and you're escalating her life, then naturally she's gonna want to be around you more often. And if she can't, you have to be willing to say no. I don't have any more time for you, or just to be honest and say I don't want to do it. I don't want. I mean, here's the thing. I think we all feel like we have to have a reason why I don't want to spend time with you. Why can't it be I don't want to?
And by the way, when a chick feels that, there is no negotiation.
There is
she do
it
not
is
care.
Extreme prejudice.
Yeah.
If when a woman is done with you, she dumps you with extreme prejudice. She's like, I don't, her emotion is not there, and she just moves on. So
she doesn't call you an Uber or nothing.
No, she doesn't go. She doesn't go. Well, I wonder how he's gonna feel about this. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you, and why should you? But a lot of times guys take that personal. But that is even rooted into the evolutionary. The guys take it.
Take what personal?
Take breakups personally?
Yeah.
We have feelings, Mara.
Yeah.
We do have feelings.
One time I wrote a song for this girl, and then she fucking dumped me. This bitch jumped out the bathroom window and ran behind me in the restaurant.
I went out the front door. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
But
I think we move on quick because us as women, like, we don't have the time that you guys have. Like, we got that.
No, you have more
clock.
options to move on quicker.
No, but like, we're more in a rush if we do want
because
kids.
because
we
you're
can get a
right.
fuck.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You're in a rush in what sense? I'm sorry.
Like
biological clock.
Our biological clock is ticking. So the minute we get out of a relationship, we have to move on. Like, we gotta keep it going.
You gotta keep. Yeah, but even if you're an old bitch with dried up eggs, they still keep it moving.
Yes, we do.
But I think it's a lot easier for a chick when she wants to get back in the game. She could just jump right on the treadmill. As a dude, you got to start from scratch.
Yeah, but we can get laid. We can't get into like you guys choose the relationships. We choose to fuck. Right?
But it doesn't matter. You're a lot closer to a relationship by fucking than we are.
No guy is going, hey, you know what? I really want to get a relationship.
I know.
They don't do that.
There's not an
no
option.
Girls
if Lauren wants to be in a relationship,
I just really want to just go fuck that dude.
Yeah, Mara, you said that yesterday.
Yeah. When you say I know girls, that means you're looking into a mirror, Mara.
See, I don't know anybody but me, you mean.
It's like the scene from Taxi Driver. She's just looking in the mirror, just at herself going, I want to fuck. You want to fuck? Yeah. I'm the only one here. You must want to fuck me.
That's not true. Girls want to fuck, but what'll happen when a girl fucks so
if Lauren wants to be in a relationship, within 2 weeks she could be in a. It wouldn't be a good one.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
It won't be a good one, but you can be in a relationship.
You can be in a relationship.
But that's not an option for a dude.
You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Not a good one. I'm not saying it's a good one.
It may not be the one you want, but you can have a relationship.
But as a dude, even if I want to get in one that I don't want to be in, it
Still
still works.
See,
I still got to work just as
the
hard.
difference is like when a guy says, "I have no food in the fridge," he has a bottle of water, roach eggs, and pink medicine. That's me. When a girl says there's nothing to eat, it means there's nothing in this refrigerator that I
yogurt, two apples, like it's just like a bunch of stuff you don't want.
I don't want this. I don't want this. It's what you don't want. So you have the option because we pursue. But you could be in a relationship, just not be. You know.
But it's now it's at the point where like I can be picky if I want to because I've dealt with the relationships that I was in and didn't want to be in.
But as a guy, we don't have that option.
Relationship is like pizza, kind of like pizza. Like if it's a guy's like it's sauce, it's cheese. I mean, even if it's lousy, it's still pretty good, right?
But I feel like that's what the show is about: is teaching you that you do have this option.
But relationship to a girl is like egg salad. Like you gotta be in the mood for it. Like it's gotta be good.
I was like,
and if it's spoiled, you're gonna regret it in the morning. So it's but I think what you're saying, I think what you're talking about is just because we're pursuing. But I think you can have the same thing as a guy.
You could be picky as a guy if you want, and I've done that. You know that we've had discussions.
You will not fuck a fat bitch, Harry.
I will not. No, which is seems hypocritical, but then it seems hypocritical. But then I remember like they don't give me any charity. Like when a girl's not into you, she's not into you. So why shouldn't I be?
There's no reason to be
fucking picky.
There's no reason to be.
But you can be picky. But that's the point is that it's still when you want to do that, it's a lot of work for the man to do it because we have to pursue. It's just more work infinitely to get in that dating.
It's also
pool.
what you talk about is evolutionary.
I'm on the second level.
Hello, what's going on? Hello.
It's the same number that keeps calling. I don't think they have.
Maybe you should block them.
We should.
But even though your biological clock has stopped, shout out to Mara. You still have you don't lose those instinctual drives.
Right.
They're still there. Right. So moving on is what you do as this guy is not a viable mate choice, and so it's time to move on. I always use it. I don't know if you ever saw Species 2?
No.
Species 2. Like
I don't know if a lot of people saw Species 2.
It's a great movie. It's right there with
Species 87. Did you see that? No.
It's I watch it right after Ghost Dad and.
Was that one of the 7 movies you took that girl to?
Hello, who's this? Hello, what's going on? What's up? You're on the air.
All right on. And I have a question for Dante.
Yeah.
How does he choose what girl he might approach based on? Does she give a signal that she's attracted, or does he just go cold, like, "Hey, I like you. I'm gonna talk to you"?
I go cold. If I like you, that's based on how I go after you. I don't wait for the signal because I feel like if I can talk to her, then I can change her mind. If she's talking to me, if she runs. Like, if she screams and runs the other way, then she don't have a chance. But if she's talking to me, I can get her. But that's years of practice and years of, understanding the cues and how to change different levels. And it's funny because I was actually talking to my nephew, and my nephew had this pickup line where he would go to a girl and he'd go, "You look like your breath smells." Right? And so I was hanging out, it was my mom's birthday and my sisters were there, my aunts and stuff, and they were like, "Why would anybody talk to you?" And I go, the point is not whether they would talk to you, the point is that he's saying something that
antagonize him.
That would never, that no other guy would ever say.
Right.
So now you go, so she was like, but if a guy said that, my aunt was like, if a guy said that to me, I would never talk to him. I go, yeah, he would. I go, but you have to engage it.
Right.
So it's almost like.
It doesn't mean that the whole point of that is not that pickup line endears you.
No.
But it sucks you into a conversation.
It's like all I need is you to talk.
Even if all you say is, go fuck yourself. You are already in a conversation.
Well, here's the thing. It's this. So I was showing my aunt how I changed levels on that. So if she goes, you go, no, he goes, it's not, you look like your breath smells. It's, let me smell your breath. And the girl, if she goes, why? Then you could say, well, I wanted to see if your breath smelled or not because maybe we might be making out later. Or if she says, no, get away from me. And you could go, oh, I'm sorry. You're just really attractive. I didn't know how to approach you, and I just.
That's the only thing I could think of.
It's the only thing I could think of. My name is so and so, and she'll go, well, you should learn how to approach women, and got you.
That's it. Maybe you should teach me.
If she goes, if she's insecure about it, she goes, why does my breath smell? And you go, oh, maybe let's go buy some mints. Right, so there's different ways to, but you have to have the ability.
Yeah, but you have a sweet delivery on that.
Hey, bitch, your breath stink. So we fucking?
It's funny because Patrice did that. Patrice, we was in the supermarket, and he goes, bitch, you look like your breath stink, right? And she says, what? You fat motherfucker. Then he was like, man, I'm sorry. I just liked you. I didn't know how to approach. And she was like, well, you should learn how to. And he goes, all right, give me a number. Or I've seen him. So look, we're in the supermarket. He goes, bitch, you got all them Cheerios and Apple Jacks. You must have 6 kids. She was like, nah, I don't have no kids. Fuck you, you fat motherfucker. And he go, oh, you don't have no kids? Really? Good, because we should, let's make some.
Good, because I don't like kids or whatever.
Right, whatever. But there's an answer to everything. Go ahead.
Oh, one thing is about changing levels. I talk to women like Rocky Balboa boxers. I just pretty much get my head beat in. Can you talk more about the changing levels part of it? Because I'm a single-minded engineering kind of idiot. I don't really.
So you're saying you're pragmatic. Harry, you want to take this?
Yeah.
Well, what happens? I think what happens is if you have something that you say, whatever you like, pickup. We're talking about basic pickup. Pickup is the opening. Then after the opening, there's like a chatter, like mindless, meaningless banter that creates attraction. Then there's comfort. Then there's seduction. So there's 4 stages, right? So the your opening is so that you get it, you can open, so that you start the conversation. The chatter has to kind of be playful, meaningless kind of chatter, just kind of playful flirting. And then you change gears and you make her feel comfortable because she, it's something that Mara was saying earlier is that, a woman has to be considerate about the fact that she's a woman and she doesn't want to get raped. I mean, that's a consideration as a man that we don't have to think about that. I mean, I think about it often. It never happens. So, I mean.
Shocker.
But,
almost try to rape you yet?
Nah, that's weird.
Who's trying to rape you, man? That's kind of a.
Well, whatever.
It would have to be like Brienne of Tarth. Try to rape you.
I like that big bitch.
Yeah.
Like Brock Lesnar feels like, I kind of want something.
Yeah, but it's a situation where so whatever that pickup is, it's sort of like a flow chart. You have to practice that so that you have. Every angle of that. So the only way you do that is it's kind of like how we write a joke. You write a joke and then you figure out what the punchline is, and then you figure out every angle of it. So the same thing happens.
It's holds and counter holds in a weird way.
Right. So it's like if she's aggressive to what your opening is, you have to be able to handle that. If she's receptive, you got to know how to. Because you get sometimes a guy you'll say something and she'll be like, oh, you like, wow, you're really attractive, and she'll go, you are too, and then the guy goes, oh shit,
nope, I haven't practiced
I don't
this
know,
step yet.
I didn't go through. So and then he'll freeze.
That's me every time. I freak out. I go, oh, this is going good. I'm going to fuck this up.
Well, then you have to have. Here's what's interesting is that. And this is what I don't understand. Guys get asked and get the same responses from women over and over again, and they don't have the answer. Like, even if you have a girl at your house, the girl is gonna go, I've never done this before, or I don't even know you, or you don't even know my name, or you don't know my favorite. What's my favorite color, or whatever. So you know what the test is when you're going in, but nobody studies the test. Why not have those answers before you go in.
And also, don't say every time I'm gonna fuck this up. Visualize the win.
Right.
Go
right.
in there.
You're already
imagine
you're already
yourself on the
saying
date.
that you're gonna lose, which is fucked up. I mean, but you are. You know, the reality is that you're gonna make mistakes, and you have to go in it knowing that nobody's good at something right off. Nobody starts out being great at something right off. It takes practice, and mating intelligence is funny because now psychiatrists are looking at the ability of men or people to get mates or to have sex so there's like 10 different aspects of intelligence, geographical intelligence, spatial intelligence, different things. So now there's a whole nother aspect of it, which is mating intelligence. A guy who's able to get a girl in bed, which it's a skill set that you have to practice, and if you don't practice, and that's why we say lay to 5 bricks is talk to 5 women a day. But it's not just lay to 5 bricks and talk to 5 women a day. It's learn from these interactions. Each one of these interactions is a lesson that you should learn from it, and you should take those fundamental lessons and then put them in your file cabinet so that you can reuse them again. I always say true wisdom is the understanding of underlying concepts, how it relates to situations that seem irrelevant but really are not. So once you learn fundamentally a rule, this cosmic and universal rule, you're able to apply it to every aspect of your life over and over and over and over again.
Dante, I got to cut you off there.
Yeah.
The program just reset, so give me a minute,
Yeah,
and I'll get us back up. Sorry about that.
Oh, for the whole show?
Yeah, no, we're good. We got this. We got the show.
1 second.
Okay, we are back. Sorry about that, Dante.
It's all right. It's all right. But so I was saying, true wisdom is the understanding of underlying concepts, how they relate to situations that seem irrelevant but really are not. So that once you learn a fundamental universal law, cosmic and universal law, that law can be applied to everything that you do, and that's women and children and everything, because everything is so interrelated. So, but you got to practice it. And if you're not practicing, I mean, even with dealing with your woman and dealing with these kind of challenges, it's something that you have to practice, and you got to be diligent. We got another call?
Ben Payne. It's weird that it says his name. Hi, Ben.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on, Ben?
That's much, man. Hey, I got a real ass question for you guys
All
about
right.
this chick that I've been seeing for a little while.
Okay.
Drastically in love with her, okay?
Oof. Mistake, but go ahead.
No, for real. This
Ew.
girl
So
is drop dead
sorry.
gorgeous. She's got an ass like one level below Scopo's ass.
I'm listening.
Look at that.
You got my attention.
It's phenomenal. All right, so everything goes great for about a month or so. Everything's awesome. Everything's totally great. Nothing wrong. Nothing goes wrong. A month in, she gets scared and runs away, okay?
Okay.
And then she goes and runs around with her little friends and does her little thing for a minute and comes back to me at least 5 times by now.
Okay.
And it's confusing as fuck.
All right, stop.
And
Stop.
Okay.
Okay, here's the first thing. You said that everything was perfect. Clearly, everything wasn't perfect, because then she wouldn't have ran. A woman is a direct reflection of the guy that she's with. So
absolutely,
if where you thought that you were creating this kind of comfort and this kind of safeness,
yes,
that may have been the case, but that may not be of what she wanted. So
see, that's kind of what she's saying too. It's man, what is it that you think that she would need?
Well, I don't know her, so I can't really say. You have to be the guy. You're with her every day, so you have to be reading these signs. What I would say, first thing that I notice is if you're saying that she's gone, left you and come back, and left you and come back, the question is, where's your credibility for her allowing her to do that? If she can leave you and come back and leave you and come back every time, then what's her incentive to stay? When she could just do whatever the fuck she wants. You have to set up
because she goes out there and she finds all these different things that aren't me, and realizes after she has her playtime that, okay, I was in the right spot the whole time.
Yeah,
and now
but
I come back.
my point is, why is there no consequence for the fact that she can put your life on hold, run around, do whatever the fuck she wants to do, and just come back?
Because I'm a broken man, Dante.
So that's the point. There has to be. If she thinks she can do that,
I did get into it with her last night. Like, I really am like a very level-headed individual, but like last night I let into her about it, and it just blew up into a fight, and I haven't heard from her today.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're talking about it.
Yeah.
You're talking about it. Like, anytime you talk, if you go, listen, I'm not going to let you treat me like that, you have already let her treat you like that. What you're ultimately saying is, the next time you do this, if you do this to me again, I'm going to give you a talking to again, which you've already lost your credibility. You have to take action and not talk about it. So when she calls you, you need to be unavailable.
Yeah, right now
that's the thing. I have been unavailable. She's been thinking that I don't have enough time in my life for her.
No. I mean, unavailable is why would you keep taking? You said she came back 5 times. Why would you just keep taking her back?
Oh, because of that ass, bro.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So what you're basically saying is you don't mind discounting your manhood because of the size of her ass, and that's if all your manhood is worth is a fat ass, then your manhood ain't worth much.
And a bunch of bitches got fat asses. She ain't the only one.
It's true. The ass isn't the only thing. She
Go to
really
Brooklyn.
is. She's a good chick. She's
not a good chick.
She's just lost up in her own
Here's what's
shit right
interesting. She's not a good chick. Anybody that takes your time for granted, takes you for granted, leaves you, does whatever the fuck she wants to do, comes back and shows up whenever she wants to and expects you to take her back. And then when you go, hey, this is kind of fucked up that you treat me like a yo-yo, that's not a good chick.
Yeah,
she's
about
an
5 times.
She's an asshole.
5 times is a lot of times.
And you keep letting her come back. But why wouldn't she come back?
She knows she can.
She knows she exactly.
I knew this too. I really just fucking needed you guys to fucking kick me in the fucking asshole.
You gotta cut her off and then say, look, you don't even say anything. Just not be available. And then when she calls, let her call. And she should frantically call you. But here's the thing, you don't have any other options. That's why you're stuck on this chick. That's why you're afraid to lose. You're afraid to take the L. So what you're doing is every time she comes back, because you don't have any other options. Now, if you had 2 or 3 different options, and
trust me, there's some options. This one is just like A++++.
Well, then you need to get.
But she's not A++.
She's not. She's treating you like shit.
Personality-wise, not so much, but
that's
huge. Everything.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would let somebody treat you like that.
From the moment we took this call, the first thing you said, this chick is amazing. She's got a fat ass. She's got a great body. And I keep waiting for you. I go, I heard nothing about she's a good person. This later on we hear she's a good person.
I'm just focusing on the bad right now. I don't know.
But that's your description of her. We asked you to describe why you like this chick, and you went, she's got a fat ass. Like,
it's not
enough.
Do you want a relationship or do you want sex?
See, that's the thing. We both went into it not intending for it to be an entire relationship, but
it seems like you changed your mind and she didn't.
And that's where that might stem why she's running.
She slowly grows attached to me, and then that, in my mind, triggers me thinking, oh, is this a relationship now? Should I have these responsibilities to do? Like, it just throws a whole monkey wrench into the scheme.
What do you want? What do you want? Do you want it to be a relationship, or you just want to fuck?
Oh man, I really do want a relationship with her.
Okay.
I really do.
Why? Why do you want a relationship with her?
Because I can see it working in the future.
How do you see it working in the future? What about her makes this relationship? The fact that she doesn't give a fuck about your time, the fact that she leaves and comes back, the fact that
she's younger than me. She's a kid that likes to get
making excuses for her bad behavior.
I'm answering your questions.
You're not. You're not. You're making excuses for her bad behavior. I'm not really asking you a question. It's really rhetoric. What I'm saying, when I say, what do you like about her? The fact that she doesn't give a fuck about your time, you really think that I want an answer to that? No, there's no answer to that. The point is she doesn't give a fuck about your time.
Right.
She doesn't respect you. And if she doesn't respect you, why would you want to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't respect you?
I fucking love you, man.
I love you too, dude. We should have a relationship.
Yeah. There's already more connection than you.
But you know what? I got some shit I want to do, and I'll hit you back later. Joe, but you've put this woman on a pedestal who's really not, all she has is a fat ass. Everything else that you're saying, she's a horrible person. Who treats somebody like that? Who treats somebody where they just put your life on hold, while she goes and dibbles and dabbles and doesn't give a fuck that she's put you in a situation where you care about her and she cares about you, and then 5 times she get back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You need to cut her off.
Hold on,
and
we just
we shut down.
Shut down.
I think we're still going, but
yeah, the pod's been cutting out.
Okay, but you need to first of all, you need to get more options. If you think that this chick is bad, then you need to get 3 chicks just as bad as her that have the options, so that you have these options, so that you can actually facilitate take care of yourself.
That, for sure.
But there's nothing about this person so far that you said is nice. She's an awful human being who treats you like garbage. And
that makes everything better, dude. That's better than hearing my best friends give me that same exact advice.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in an open relationship where you're the one being faithful,
right?
And she's going
Sort
and
of.
playing, and that's
And a little bit of that, But
and here's the thing: if you were
it's a little relationship for a month, and then she gets scared of commitment and runs away. I think.
Yeah, well then listen, and nobody's scared. Here's the thing: if Brad Pitt called her up and said, "Hey, me and Angelina's not really working out. Why don't you and me fuck?" Would she be in a relationship? Fuck yeah, because she see him as more valuable than herself, and she would take that opportunity. So you have to treat yourself like you're as important as that. Anytime a chick says, "I don't want a relationship," you gotta go, okay, well, I don't want to just. You have to. What do you want? What do you want, and then not compromise what you want, because you're not going to be happy with that.
If you want
That's understandable.
Yeah. If you want a relationship,
I don't think that this particular girl does have the things that I do need or want. And
I don't know why you don't give a fuck. Why you even give a fuck? The point is,
that
she's not doing right. She's not doing. She's not giving you what you need. So you need
other than confusion.
Yeah, you need to move on. You need to move on.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna fuck. If you're gonna discount your manhood just so that you can fuck because she's got a fat ass, then your manhood ain't worth much. If you cherish your manhood and you protect it at all costs, you'll have no problem.
Crazy saying that. I was talking exactly the same thing last night. I told her, I was like, "You doing this shit like breaks me down as a man. Like I can't keep letting this happen."
Stop telling her that.
No.
It's the worst thing you could do.
But that's just like what y'all saying is true. Now I'm going to take y'all's advice.
But this is we're talking.
Lauren is having flashbacks right now because
I'm already out the
Lauren.
Yeah, she's already having flashbacks because it's just even telling her you're breaking. What?
Don't tell her anything. Don't tell her nothing. Don't open up to her. Just fucking get over her.
That was my next plan.
Yeah.
Is her stuff at your place or what's the deal?
If she comes back years down the road, what would you guys advise then?
Don't even think about that.
I would move on and get other options.
That ass though.
But yeah, whatever.
You know.
Yeah, you got to move on. Yeah.
Is her stuff at your place, by the way, or no?
It's what?
Is her stuff at your place?
Oh, fuck no. Well, I got a basketball goal on my wall with all the different chicks' panties that I fucked, and I think maybe a couple pairs of those are up there, but that's about it.
Fine.
Thanks for putting that out there. I appreciate you,
I think
motherfucker. You got that in.
Yeah.
Yo, man, we got to go. We're thanks for calling, bro. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you guys so much. Y'all be good.
Yo, it's 2 hours in. Let's are we supposed to read something, or are you gonna do that?
You got reads today or no?
No, I don't have any reads.
No, we don't have any
Do
reads.
the apps. You do our app.
Yes, don't forget the app. YKWD has an app too. Yes.
$1.99 for premium members.
Yeah.
We have our live show goes behind the paywall. We have
all the archives.
All the archives. The last 10 episodes are always going to be free. It's the ones that are after that. We had to do the app. It's $1.99. It's cheap.
Yeah,
do it.
And you have the Beige Phillip app as well. We give 15 episodes free. Anything on the archive is behind the paywall. It's $1.99. Same thing for the app. You for any of the archives. We're gonna be doing some bonus content. Some like I'm gonna be doing questions, email and questions on video behind the content, and the live, not the live show, but the video will be behind. We'll be doing live shows as well. Cop that app, y'all. Cop that app. The Beige Phillip Show is my podcast. I really appreciate Bobby letting me come in and do this. I love Bobby to death. Huh?
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having Chrissy.
I love you.
Wait, I don't know what I did with the bomb down. I gotta put it back. But
We gotta let this place like we found it.
Scopo, you didn't get yelled at once today. How's that feel?
Feels weird.
So you want us to yell at you a little bit?
But I didn't fuck up, so I'm like, oh, did I fuck up?
Oh, that has nothing to do with getting yelled at.
Your face has so much joy in it today.
All the smiles in this place. It's very weird.
Deepu, how you doing? You good?
I'm doing good, man. This was great. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us. What do we got to do? Let's.
About dates or anything?
Yeah. Lauren, what you got going on?
Well, you could just catch me at Lauren Kubera at Twitter or Instagram.
Scope?
July 30th, I'll be at Laugh It Up in Poughkeepsie, New York. Come check that out. I'll be with Louis J. Gomez.
Louis J. Gomez, the Puerto Rican rattlesnake.
Puerto Rican rattlesnake, real ass dude. Whatever.
Man of 1,000 nicknames.
Yeah.
Mara, talk to me, baby.
You can find me at Stand Up New York this weekend and at New York Comedy Club on Sunday for Chicken Salad with Andrew Collin.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew.
Shout out to Andrew. Love him. And you can always find me at Mara Marek on everything.
Cool.
I have a TV show coming out tonight on
What
True
show?
TV. It's called Greatest Ever. I'm just a part of the cast, and I'm a writer on it.
What kind of show is it?
It's a clip show hosted by Amanda Seals, and we pop over videos and make fun of it.
Nice.
So 10 p.m. Or 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome,
So
Pete.
watch that. And then the My Wife Hates Me, Would You Fuck Him?
Yeah.
Is on Sirius XM Satellite Radio that I was a part of.
Cool.
And Emily was a part of it. And
Yeah, and you have one episode on my show on Beige Phillip, yes?
Yeah.
We'll post that. Like, repost that again.
Yeah.
Oh well, actually, it's in the archives.
It's on the archives. You got to get the
You
app.
got to get the app for that.
But all
pop
the
that
other
app.
episodes, again, 15 episodes are free. Just subscribe to iTunes. If this is your first taste of the show, is us coming over here. There's a lot more knowledge, a lot more ball busting. It's a good time, but a lot more info.
What you got going on, Harry?
You could go to for my stuff. You go to my website, IHateComedy.com. That's where my stuff is. Follow me at Harry Tarjanian on everything else. I release videos and stuff on there, and so check that up.
Dre?
Yo, just follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Andre D. Thompson. Check my website, AndreDThompson.com. That's it.
Deepu?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, R2Deepu, and I just debuted a new
This little adorable name.
Yeah. I just debuted this new video series. It's called The Dirty Immigrant Family Hour. It's on Twitter and Instagram, so check that out.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Can I plug 2KW, this wrestling company that I'm doing work for? We're doing a show July 30th in the Bronx, so just go to 2KW
What, you
Wrestling.
doing, announcing?
Yeah, I'm going to do some more ring announcing.
Wrestling in the Bronx?
Yeah,
Cool,
it's
cool.
fun, man. It's
Puerto
fun.
Ricans fighting
I'm
for
just going to read
food
some of
stamps?
Bobby's dates,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, Bobby has some
He's
dates.
currently in Aruba until the 8th of July.
Oh, I'm there next week if you want to come see me in Aruba. Fly down there.
Sure, why not? July 21st, 22nd, he'll be at Punchline, Philadelphia. September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, he'll be at Laugh Boston in Boston.
You can check all my stuff at check out the podcast of Beige Phillip, BeigePhillip.com. Cop the app, Beige Phillip app on iTunes, and it's on Android as well. What else? My website, DanteNero.com. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. BeigePhillip.com has all the links for everybody who's on my show, Mara, Harry, and Andre. GYBB, get your balls back. BABB, be a better bitch. WWDD, what would Dante do? The sexual revolution is being podcasted. Yo, thanks for having Bobby. I love you, man. I hope you're having a good time. Stay safe. We are out of here. Peace.
You've been listening to the YKWD podcast. Thanks for listening. Now go back to your shitty jobs. Shitty jobs. Shitty jobs. Check out riotcast.com for all of the best podcasts on the internet. And they are all free.